Both scored 14 in both of them, while Lake Central only kept scoring 6.
Yeah.
So either, we don't know exactly, either they just made 2 field goals or kept missing their extra points, one or the other.
Well, I know you said Kellen Hosek is also looking like his former self. We've seen more resurgence from also Gage Finley. The run game hasn't really been strong to start the year, but we saw Gage Finley have 85 yards on 12 carries with 2 touchdowns. How did he look when you were there?
He looked good, and it's kind of like what we talked about when they played Maryville. It was a rejuvenated Gage Finley is what we were saying on the broadcast. Because, yeah, he hadn't really looked like that all year, but he's getting back to his normal self. The O-lines, this new combination is finally like the chemistry's there after playing with each other a lot. They've got that chemistry up front. They've been able to block pretty well, create holes for Gage, and then Gage has been able to find them, make the right read, know which gap to punch, and it's resulting in efficient yardage, obviously. 7.1 per attempt is very good, and he added on 2 touchdowns. So a very good game for Gage against Portage last week.
Yeah, we also saw it with Kellen, too. He had 8 carries with also 80 yards and a touchdown as well. He averaged a first down almost every single run. So we kind of saw it with Maryville. We saw like him keep rolling out, like almost about once or twice a drive. And we kept seeing him get stuffed at the line, or maybe only about a yard or 2. So his decision-making definitely was a lot better last week.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is what Kellen did last year. He had, like a long of 34. He has the ability to run. He just hasn't used it a bunch this year. But like this is the Kellen. You get 108 yards in the air, a touchdown in the air, 9 yards per attempt, which is still pretty good. And then this week he goes 9 yards per completion. And then this week, and then on the ground he goes 9.9 per carry with a touchdown. So good mix of rushing and passing. A good job from Kellen. Looked different, and he's looked a lot better. He's getting that confidence back. You can clearly tell he's playing with more confidence the last 2 weeks.
Especially with no turnovers, too. Did he have any fumbles that game? Or
No turnovers. Valpo kept control of the ball. So
we also saw Jimmy Parisi be Jimmy Parisi again. He also had a touchdown for Valpo. 6 receptions, 50 yards.
Jimmy's just been consistent for this Valpo team. He's been very reliable for Callan to be able to go to when needed.
Yeah, absolutely. He's the steady option all year long. He's always going to get open on the important downs, is what it feels like. So Jimmy's always doing his best for this Valpo offense.
But before, Devin, we get to our keys of the game, we're going to join Gianna and Coach Marshall for our final Coach's Corner of the season.
Hello everybody, and welcome to the last regular season edition of PC3 Media's Coach's Corner. I'm Gianna, and I'm joined by somebody who needs no introduction, Mr. Bill Marshall, the head coach of the Valparaiso Vikings. Welcome back, Coach.
Thanks, good to be here.
As the season is approaching its end, what is the biggest thing you and your team are trying to improve before the big sectional game against Michigan City?
Yeah, I think, as we've told our team the entire way is let's put together a complete ball game. We've had a lot of positive things that have come out of this season, learning to battle, have resiliency, go through adversity, but being able to go ahead and function in all three, facets of the game, offense, defense, and special teams, and being able to do that for a collective game. I know they're probably tired of hearing it, but I think our record and some of the scores, a lot of one-score differences are proving that to be true.
The running game started off the season slow, but we have really seen a rebound of the run game because of Gage Finley and Kellen Hosick. What has changed from earlier to now?
Yeah, I think it's just confidence. As you get some younger guys playing offensive line now, looking at a junior, actually two sophomores and a junior starting for us now. It's just that confidence and knowing that the guys in front of you are going to be able to go ahead and do what they need to do. And I think also a lot of teams have put a big onus on stopping the run because we've been such a run-heavy team in the past 8 years. And I think that's opened up avenues for, as you mentioned, Kellen as well, to now pull the ball and use his feet to help us when Gage doesn't have it.
Against Portage, your team had only one penalty for 5 yards. Has that been a focus as of late to eliminate the penalties?
It absolutely has. Penalties have plagued us. I think we've had 2 games already with over 100 yards of penalties. So being able to minimize those, get it down to 5 has been phenomenal. And we can see the results. When you don't do self-inflicted wounds like that, the score can be very lopsided in your favor as long as you take care of those elements.
Okay, so we saw it against Michigan City, Chesterton, and Penn, but what have you and your squad been able to take from those close games?
I just think confidence, as I bring it up again, is knowing that no matter who we face moving forward, we've had an opportunity, and I would add to that as well Maryville. I mean, we played them very tight for one full half of a ball game, and then, unfortunately the wheels came off a little bit. But being able to go ahead and find and gain that confidence throughout, I mentioned to them against Portage that this was a confidence and a momentum booster for us, and it's no different this week against Lake Central, is to go ahead and continue to build that confidence as we get into postseason play.
What would you say your team's mentality right now as the season is closing and you guys are fighting to prove that you still belong at the top?
Yeah, I think it's good. We had a great practice yesterday, probably one of our best all season. We're going to do an activity tonight at our team dinner, or I guess when this is airing, it will have taken place already the day before, and really get back to our roots of, why are you playing football? What does this bring to you? What doors and avenues has it opened up for you? Is there somebody that you're trying to really pay homage to, whether it be a parent, a Pop Warner coach, or somebody like that? And just get back to the fun of it. At the end of the day, it is a game. We all want to win, obviously. And again, I think just getting back to why are you playing will help us go ahead and understand what it's going to take to get us over that hump.
As we close out this season's Coach's Corner and take stock on the season going into sectionals, what were your main goals for the team and how well do you feel those were achieved?
You know, our goal is to continue to get better. I think our special teams have done that. With Trevor, he's been punting the ball exceptionally well. Offensively, I think we've minimized our self-inflicted errors, as we've talked about, with penalties, but also interceptions and fumbling the ball. And then defensively, I think we've been able to minimize the big play. Portage has and was able to move the ball up and down the field, but not in a big play sense, and we were able to minimize them on points. So I would say those are the three big takeaways going into the postseason.
Thank you for letting me be your host for this season's Coach's Corner. I'm Gianna, and we'll see you at the game.
With Surf Fiber Internet, you'll catch all the big plays as they happen. The winning goal, the last-second three-pointer, the walk-off home run, the touchdown that changes everything. You'll see them all. No lag, no throttling, no buffering, no missed highlights. Just blazing fast streaming from start to finish. Whatever sport you love to watch, Surf keeps you connected. Surf Internet, built for game day and every day. Score big today with fiber internet plans starting at just $30 a month, including free Wi-Fi, free installation, all-in pricing, and price lock for life.
Welcome back, and that was the final Coach's Corner of the season, regular season, and we're gonna get it going with Lake Central's key to the games. Johnny?
My key to the game is just get to 20. This offense has struggled to do it, and obviously it's a tough task, but against the teams with defenses that aren't the best, they've been able to do it. They beat Munster in the first week of the season, 45-28. They got to 20 points. Their only other win this year was 26-0 over Portage. And the rest of the games they have failed to get to 20. And obviously Valpo doesn't have a slouch of a defense. They've shown they can play hard, but there are some holes in the secondary that you can take advantage of. And if I'm Lake Central, I'm just trying to get to 20 because that could be their magic number if they want to win.
For Lake Central, I have pressure Kellen. I've said it all year. Every time you pressure Kellen, make him roll out. Make him do something that he's not really comfortable with and make him throw it down the field. Make him run, especially on a key fourth down. We've seen it multiple times. Just pressure him make his own mistakes, and you should have a pretty good game.
My key to the game is get the ball to Verta, top wide receiver for Lake Central. He has 25 receptions, 517 yards. It's just insane production, 20.68 yards per catch. It's just really good. He's 6'1". He's the biggest guy on this team, or at least offensively. So it's just get the ball to him, let him make these big plays. He's just going to be this big playmaker for this team.
And that's where Valpo's defense is arguably, it's kind of the worst aspect, is that defensive backfield, that secondary. So if they can get the ball to Verta to attack that secondary, they can maybe get to 20 points to win this one.
And then on to Valpo's keys to the game. I can go ahead and start. Valpo needs to keep up an efficient run game. We saw it for Maryville. They started working through with the runs, and as well with that, we saw Maryville was able to do it against Lake Central as well last week. So now Gage just needs to keep working with that run game.
Mm-hmm. I had limit turnovers. Just like before, I said it all year. If you limit the turnovers, and if you're Valpo and you put up about 30 points, it should be pretty good.
Yeah, absolutely. The turnovers have been a big problem. They didn't have any turnovers last week, and when Kellen doesn't have turnovers, obviously that's when he's playing his best. But like, even if he has one interception, it's when he's limiting turnover-worthy plays, which is what he did last week. And then for me, it's just get Gage going early. They did it against Maryville. Obviously, Gage was great last week too. So if they can get that run game going, it really helps out Kellen too, because it makes Kellen, the load he has to carry on the offense, a lot less, and will allow him to make easier reads later in the game, and will save his arm for later on in the game. So getting Gage going early will be a huge key to opening this offense.
Well, those are our keys to the game. When we get back, we will do our players to watch, but coming up, we're going to have Vincent with his Family Express Region Rundown.
Thanks, guys. I'm Vincent LaFollette with the Family Express Rundown for your DAC football games this week. In one of the biggest matchups of the week, we'll see Michigan City match up against Crown Point. Michigan City enters this matchup riding a 3-game winning streak, hoping to beat the undefeated Bulldogs. Crown Point has scored the most points in the DAC and allowed the fewest. In our next game, Maryville will look to add to their 5-game winning streak as they face Chesterton. On the other hand, Chesterton will look to get back to their winning ways following the 48-10 loss to the Bulldogs last week. And in our next game, Portage will look to pick up their first win as they play the Slicers at Kiwanis Field. Portage and LaPorte are looking to end an 8- and 3-game losing streak, respectively. The Slicers are currently tied with the Valparaiso Vikings and Lake Central with a 2-6 record. In our final game, we will see the Lake Central Indians face off against the Valparaiso Vikings as they look to snap their 5-game losing streak. The Vikings are looking to keep the momentum from their last game where they beat the Portage Indians with a big lead. The winner of this matchup will improve to 3-6 as this matchup will break that 5th place tie. I'm Vince LaFollette, and that's all for your Family Express DAC football rundown.
What does life at college really look like? That depends on where you look. At Vincennes University, there's plenty to see, including your dream career with more than 180 fields to choose from. You'll see smaller-sized classes and hands-on learning, industry partnerships to grow your connections, and spectacular living and learning communities you're sure to love. And there's always something to do on the 200-acre campus thriving with student clubs. You'll also discover the value of a VU degree. Check us out at vinu.edu.
Welcome back to the Surf Internet Studios. I'm Brody Kosira, joined by Johnny Clumpy and Devin Alsman. That was Vincent with his Family Express Region Rundown. And let's get to our players of the game.
Your players' game is similar to keys to the game for me, at least, as Frankie Verda is going to be the guy to watch for Lake Central he has 500 yards and 25 catches. Like, that's just insane production. Just get the ball to him, as I said for my keys. It's just, can Reddick get the ball, find Verda open, and let him make big plays is really what Lake Central needs to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. Devin, you listed off the numbers. The efficiency is just off the charts, and he's also the only one with a receiving touchdown on this team. So if they want to score, this is the guy they're going to give the ball to.
Now, either when we were sent the rosters and stuff, either Verda came into the season as a backup or is possibly injured for today's game. We don't know fully if it's one or the other. So there is a possibility Verda's not playing. We don't know exactly. But if he is playing, the numbers he's putting up is insane production.
Let's go to Valpo's. For our players to watch, we have Gage Finley, who has had great production in the last 3 or 4 weeks. Last week, 2 touchdowns against Maryville. He had a couple touchdowns. And I know we talked about earlier when he was averaging about 3 or 4 yards a carry. Now he's up there.
It was 4. It was a flat 4. So yeah.
Yeah. So now he's up there with the 7s, the 8s, and 9s he's averaging per game, and he's continuing to rise. And I feel like we gave him a lot of hard times early on in the season because last year when we were commentating, we saw a great running back, Thomas Berta.
Well, it's just been the story with Valpo is they've always ran the football the year before, those teams before Thomas did or.
Before this year, it was just the main thing Valpo did, as long as Marshall has been in charge, is the run. They've always had a running back who they could always go to, but in past years.
Every year. So to see them avoid that was interesting, and then obviously Gage wasn't playing the best football either, so you could say that was kind of part of it, but obviously he's back on track, and I think this is what they want to do when they want to make this postseason run. They want to win this game, go into sectionals on a 2-game winning streak, and then be able to walk away with that sectional win. Is they got to be able to do it running and passing. So I think getting Gage open will be huge, and they've done a good job of it the last 2 weeks. Gage has played the best football he has all year.
Give a lot of credit to Finley as he's averaging only 4.6, and you saw the last game he's been really efficient. That just shows at the very start of the season he was not doing much. He couldn't get the ball going. So he's obviously, it's still only 4.6 per carry, but it's been rising, and since these last games he's been very efficient with the ball and has been doing much better. So give a lot of credit to Finley being able to show improvements going into the end of the season.
And now we'll do it for our pregame show. Make sure to stick around for Vikings versus Indians. I'm Brody Kosira for Johnny Clumpy and Devin Alsman. We'll be right back.
Boys and Girls Clubs get kids future ready. Club kids become our future doctors, business owners, military leaders, parents, and educators. America of tomorrow will be shaped by the way we support kids today. Together, we can open more doors to better, bigger, bolder futures for kids in our country. Because communities need Club Kids. The future needs Club Kids. America needs Club Kids. And right now, Club Kids need you.
Hello and welcome to Viking Field as you're watching the Lake Central Indians versus the Valparaiso Vikings on PC3 Media. I'm your play-by-play announcer, Brody Kosira, and I'm joined with our color analyst, Johnny Clumpy, and our other analyst, Devin Olsman. We're all excited to be here as kickoff is underway soon, but it is Meet the Vikes night here at Valpo. Johnny?
Well, yeah, you're absolutely right. A lot of people on the field tonight for Meet the Vikes night. Right before Valpo went to the locker room, they got high fives from all of the Pop Warner kids and the middle school players here in the Valparaiso area. Very cool to see the community showing out for the Valparaiso Vikings tonight.
A game of the 2 and 6s. Valpo is 2 and 6 at the very end of this year. Their last game of the regular season, as we said in our pregame show. So a chance for both teams to possibly go 3 and 6 to end the season.
Yeah, and get the huge momentum win, right, for the before sectionals. Obviously, Lake Central, they would gain all of that momentum to go play Crown Point. So how much momentum can you really gain when you have to go play Crown Point in the first round of sectionals at Crown Point? But Valpo has this to go play Michigan City, and against Michigan City it was close in the regular season, so Valpo's trying to get as much momentum as possible heading into the postseason.
Yeah, and the game against Michigan City that Valpo had, that was off of a tough game against Crown Point, and they used that against Michigan City. And now, if they get 2 back-to-back wins here, they have a lot of momentum rolling into the sectional game.
Yeah, and as we talked about earlier in the pregame show, Valpo got a big win at Portage last week. It wasn't their best game ever played, but they still won pretty handily, which is a good sign. Because last year, Valpo was a better team than this year, and they played Portage, who still wasn't very good last year. And it was close at halftime. Valpo only ended up winning by 10. So even without this Valpo team playing their best game, they were still able to dominate Portage on the road. So good sign for this coaching staff to see what they're fully made of coming down the stretch.
Yeah, and as well, we got just Valpo. Their defense has had some ups and downs this year, but a very solid guy. And player spotlight for tonight is Ben Fedorchak, number 48. For this season alone, he's got 51 tackles, leading the team. He's just been very consistent past years as well. He's led team in tackles. So just overall, he's a great teammate. He's one of the 4 captains. He's the last captain we're going to cover for player spotlight, and it's very exciting for Valpo to be able to have him and see how he's able to improve this defense.
Yeah, and I mean, the biggest part is that he's a captain, right? Coach Marshall trusts him and trusts the rest of this crew to be led by him and allow him to carry his leadership to let this defense play at the best level they can play at. So they're hoping to do that tonight against Lake Central.
Yeah, we saw it last week, and we saw it in prior weeks too. We've seen the resurgence of the run game for this Valpo offense. We've seen it from the quarterback, Kellen Hosek. We also see it from Gage Finley, who he started off the year a little shaky with, especially gang tackling. They've been just going at him with ease. But we saw against Maryville in that first half, we saw him break a lot of these tackles that should have taken him down, but he got a lot of those yards.
And credit to the offensive line, too. They did a great job only having him need one tackle to break instead of 5 guys on him in the backfield. So that plays a big part of it. But there was just a difference in his running style. He felt more like motivated, really. He just felt like a rejuvenated Gage Finley, and we keep using that word. But that's what Valpo's hoping to get out of him today.
Yeah, it'll be a very exciting game today. And as well, mixed with that, there's another exciting game that is going on. Michigan City versus Crown Point is another big game. As if Michigan City does win tonight, there will be 3 teams in the DAC with the same record. And I don't think any of us know exactly how the tiebreakers
I think
are given
they
out.
split like first place because it is when it's a tiebreaker of this sort where Michigan City will, if they were to beat Crown Point, obviously this is a huge task and it's at Crown Point, so we're not saying that Michigan City's for sure going to win, but Michigan City's come out of nowhere this year. They played really well, only 1 loss in DAC play. If they were to manage to beat Crown Point beat Maryville, but Maryville beat Michigan City, so that it's a circular tiebreaker there in that sense. So obviously the split could go all 3 ways. I'm not entirely confident on how the DAC splits. I know in basketball a couple years ago they had a 4-way tie for first, so it might not just be one team and all 3 teams get to claim the title.
But for sure, that's another exciting game going on tonight, as well as this game that we'll be covering. But the Michigan City Crown Point will be a big game, as for Crown Point has not lost in 3 years now in the regular season.
I think
So
4 years. 4 years in the regular season.
So it's just insane at this point. So if they did lose and Michigan City tied them in first, that would also mean Crown Point lost.
Yeah,
and that would end the streak.
History-making win for Michigan City. So
big game to watch as well.
As we're talking about records, I know we talked about in our coach's corner, we talked about Valpo, and they could very easily be a whole different team. This could very easily be a 4-4 team, other than a 2-6, with all these close losses we've seen. We saw it against Penn, we saw it against Chesterton, we also saw it against Michigan City too. All of those were 1-score games.
Yeah, I mean, if you just flip all the 1-score games, it would be 5-3. Obviously, you can't predict a team to win all of their 1-score games. That's unrealistic. But still, like, that's how close they are to being one of those high contenders here in the DAC.
But yeah, and then Valpo, they're looking for their first home win for the regular season, and this can be huge momentum going into the sectionals. They are able to win this home game and then be able to take that into sectionals with the bye week.
And with a hosting sectional, so getting that win in front of the home fans will then bring even more fans to that first round of sectionals.
And if they, moving on, as we talk about the sectional, the winner of that will play the winner of
LaPorte Chesterton. So most likely Chesterton, but
yeah,
obviously. And then the winner of the Chesterton, Valpo, Michigan State, LaPorte sectional has to play the winner coming out of Maryville sectional. So that's always a fun matchup in the regional every year. So, but obviously that's way deep into the postseason, and both these teams are looking forward to this week right here.
And this is the Vikings now running out to the field. As the fireworks are blasting every week, they keep getting better and better. We see more and more.
Keep getting bigger every week.
This week I feel like they're closer this week. I feel like
they're taller and they're coming towards us. I feel like the booms are more effective this week.
I'm kind of hoping we don't keep going further. So I feel like at some point it's going to hit us.
Yeah, we might have some flare-ups on the field. I don't want to see any of that. So,
well, we're getting close to kickoff here. It says 1:52 on the countdown over there. Could very be a little bit of delay here since it is Beat the Vikes night.
Yeah, and obviously Lake Central is just now getting to the field, and then you got to have the captains come out,
and national anthem.
So 1:36, probably not entirely accurate.
Well, we also talked about Valpo's defense, especially their secondary, as we have seen now later in the season, the experience is getting there, and as another year goes on, I know the secondary is very young too. So as the years go on, this will definitely be a better defense the more and more.
Just to throw on top of that, it's not only just the defense that's getting more experience, the O-line as well has started to come together, has been better, especially for the run game.
And we are back after the national anthem. And it's a very chilly night here. The temperatures dropped very well.
Rapidly dropping here in Valparaiso, Indiana. I mean, I got in my car. It felt, I knew it was going to be chilly, so I came out in my crew neck and some long pants. It was too hot. Then I changed into more warm weather clothes. And then when I got to the field, it felt like it had dropped 10 degrees. So the night is getting chillier here in Valpo.
Well, it's perfect weather for football as the coin toss is about to go underway.
I was going to say perfect weather for football as well. This is what they're used to. Rain, snow, doesn't matter how cold or hot it is. They're ready to play and play a good game. Both teams.
Absolutely. Dream weather, just a little bit chilly, but it'll be perfect right when you start getting warmed up because you're playing hard. So we're in for a fun one here in Valparaiso, Indiana.
You play an indoor sport, Johnny, so I understand why you get a little colder than me and Brody do playing outside sport.
Well, I was a multi-sport athlete, but
as the coin toss is underway, we see the two quarterbacks on the field. For them, their seasons have been completely different. One has been dominating the run game. The other has been dominating the pass game. This is a new for Valpo. We have the coin toss mic'd up.
We already know who won.
Yeah.
So.
But for Reddick, he has had almost nearly 600 rushing yards on the year, which is very good. He's almost up there. He's almost matching his passing yards, as we see Kellen, who has 1,300 passing yards on this year. So completely different.
Yeah, and Brody as well. You're talking about Reddick, but they run two QBs, as it seems, with Lalick as well to get him about 400 passing yards for him as well. So they can go with two different QBs tonight. Maybe some trick plays with that can happen.
Yeah, and Cameron Reddick, obviously the starter. We talked to Coach a little bit before pregame. He'll be making an impact, and you were reading off the stats, Brody, so they look to get him going early as Valpo will kick off to Lake Central.
And, yeah, you got to look at Verda as well as this main guy. As Verda's this main guy, he has all 6 receiving touchdowns for this entire Lake Central team. So this offense runs through Verda, so we'll go ahead, watch out for number 15 tonight for Lake Central in the blue and white.
Well, if you didn't hear the PA announcer, it's a crisp 67 degrees out here tonight, and kickoff is underway.
Yeah, and Valpo won the toss, deferred, so Lake Central's back deep. Be Jane Mansfield and Rashid Samsadine back deep for the Indians.
Looking for a great night here at Viking Field. Chilly night as we are underway. Some Friday Night Lights. Taken around the 2. All the way up to the 10. With 2 come right at him.
I don't even think he made it back to the 10-yard line. Cameron Smith lights him up at the 6-yard line, and Lake Central is going to have very bad field position to start this one.
Does he not know he's trying to go to the other end zone, not back to his team? Because it seemed like he was running the wrong direction.
Well, we saw it against Maryville. Valpo pressured them a lot, especially on kickoffs, pinning them in their own 15. We saw it a lot against Maryville, and that's really what helped them the first half.
Trevor's done a good job placing those kicks, and there's another well-placed one. Doesn't allow a deep return.
See what Reddick can do on his first drive. It's going to be a handoff up the middle. It'll be about 4 or 5 yards.
Yeah, right up to the 10-yard line. Just get the ground game going early. Jacob Turley, the one. A good 4 yards. The offensive line clears a lane for him to the left side on a good misdirection.
Yeah, and that was Nick Fry on the tackle there. We saw him a lot, especially coming back from injury. He wasn't there for Brother Rice, or he got injured during Brother Rice. He wasn't there for these key games like Chesterton and all of that. So to have him back, this defense is really looking strong.
Yeah, another that. The different combinations they ran in the defensive backfield.
2nd and 7 now. It's going to be another handoff up the middle. Get some pushes there, and it's close to a first down, but it's going to be short.
Yeah, just a good push. He gets met almost immediately, but has a good leg. Turley has strong enough legs just to push forward for 4 more yards on it. As Fedorchek's the one who makes the tackle, the captain spotlighted tonight.
3rd down already, and we're already getting the stops. 3rd and 2. This crowd was a little quiet. We heard it during this first play of the game. We heard it. It was pretty quiet here, but now they're stomping. Early third down. Looks like they're trying to run a tush push.
Looks like they pushed forward enough to get it, so doing their best Philadelphia Eagles impression. Cameron Reddick just falls forward with a push from a plethora of guys for an easy first down.
Trying to ban it in the NFL. Hopefully they try not to ban it in high school too.
And hopefully they'll actually call if people are jumping off, if the offense is lining up incorrectly and false starting. But
1st and 10 on the 19 now. 2 minutes have already passed in this first quarter.
just Lake Central, has been methodical in this first drive.
It's just 3 run plays. Just let the clock start going. It's what they're doing right now.
Reddick going to hand the ball off to the outside, pushing through. Gets about 4 or 5 yards there again. Two great first down carries. And I know you talked about it all season long. You talked about it last year too. If you can get 4 or 5 yards on first down, you're looking pretty good.
Yeah, it's a successful play. Like if you get at least 4 yards or 40% of the yards to gain on a first down, you had a successful first down play. So you can just chip away and make long drives if you can get 4 to 5 yards on every play. And Lake Central's done a good job of that so far.
2nd and 4 now on the 25. Lake Central trying to make a drive out of this opening. He's going to be taken down. It's going to be 3rd down. Looks like he's going to lose a couple yards.
Yeah, and that's the best job this defensive front by Valpo has done. They get multiple guys, win their reps up front. They meet him in the backfield and shut this one down for a no gain.
Another 3rd down. Valpo last year and to start this year was struggling with stopping opponents on 3rd down. See if they can do it here.
It's kind of been a story. It'll be interesting. It's kind of 3rd and too long to run for Lake Central. So will we see the first pass play of the game here?
We might here. 3rd and 4. Crowd is stomping. Looks like another handoff up the middle. He gets it.
Yeah, and just a wide open hole for Jacob Turley to run through. He punches the gap and gets the easy first down for Lake Central. So they still have yet to throw the football, but it works out here on a first down carry.
Yeah, it's had 78 attempts on the year. It's about a match at this pace.
Yeah, really.
Well, yeah, one of the main things we talk about Valpo's defense was secondary, but right now they haven't really had to do much due to just all the run plays that have happened.
No, just trying to win in the trenches so far for Lake Central, and they've done a good job. That offensive line is playing really well, creating holes, winning their reps to give them areas to go in the run game.
But yeah, just make sure you keep your eye out for number 15 at bottom of your screen. That's their main guy that they'll try to be going to, Verda.
And the play clock nearly ran out, so
it's going to be a timeout Lake Central here early on, using one of their timeouts. Said the play clock was winding down to 0. It's never a good sign early on.
Well, it comes with this methodical pace they're playing at, right? They've kind of let it run down after every play. We're already almost halfway through the first quarter because it's just been run, let the clock run, let the clock run. They're trying to. This is kind of what you see from Valpo is like what we said their offense should be doing is keep the ball out of the opposing team's hands, and so the offense can't make a big explosive play. So Lake Central's just gonna keep the goal, maybe for the whole quarter at this rate.
But yeah, I mean it makes sense. Turley is averaging 5 yards per carry, and as well as Reddick, almost 6 yards a carry. So they 2 run plays, they get a first down on average. So it's just can Valpo stop this and stop this average that Lake Central's had.
1st and 10 on the 32 now. It's going to be to the right side. It's going to be a quarterback. Ball might have come out there. Players were diving.
Refs ran into the pile, but I think this one.
Valpo recovered. Ball came out. It didn't look like it. No one even noticed. 2 Valpo players dived on it, and I guess they coughed it up.
Yeah, so that's killer, right? You run the football the whole drive, and then they go the QB designed run for Cameron Reddick, and the ball pops loose. From a good push, a lot of Valpo defenders got to him, and the ball clearly pops out. And they do a great job diving on the football, and they take over in great field position.
I think that was definitely an announcer jinx by you, Johnny. They might have the ball the whole quarter.
Yeah, no.
First play, and now we have the
Valpo. As possible.
Now we have the Valpo offense out here. Let's see what Kellen Hosek and his team can do. Drops back to pass. It's going to be caught on the left side. Going, Bernard, all the way up to the 11.
Yeah, Sam Bernard is just a quick little hitch route, and then a bad tackle attempt leads to a huge gain for Valpo on first down that goes for 17, 18 yards up the sideline.
Yeah, polar opposite here. We saw on the all run, and now we see the first place pass. So another first down. There are not first and goal yet. 2 yards from it. Motion by Lovig. It's going to be a run up the middle. Gage Finley gets all the way up to the 2-yard line.
Putting his head down, not going to be taken down by one guy. Lake Central's got to bring 3 guys to bring him down. He pushes all the way close to the 2-yard line. Gage Finley, look at this replay, just straight through your face, and he pushes up to the 1-yard line.
Very clean handoff there.
Running right through Jacob White-Hutzler for the first down for Valpo.
Great start for Valpo here, already on Lake Central. And that's going to be Gage Finley with the touchdown. That's a Surf Internet touchdown.
Yeah, well, 3 plays into the Valpo offense, and Gage Finley's right up the middle. This one's really set up by the previous play, but here, the offensive line, as we talked about for Lake Central, look at Valpo's offensive line in the hole right up the middle. Gage punches it. Everybody's winning their reps. Nobody in that gap, and Gage Finley's able to score pretty easily. So
Just 2 completely different games of football we've seen, as Michigan City is over, Lake Central is just running the ball constantly, while Valpo just 1 pass, 2 quick runs, and they've already in 1 minute have scored.
So we go from the clock being going the entire quarter to a Lake Central timeout, and then Valpo throws it out of bounds and then a touchdown. So the clock is kind of stopped. We're still above 7 minutes right after we look like this quarter could be over pretty quickly.
Yeah, early touchdown for Valpo. We talked about it, or we're going to go to another replay here. Actually, Johnny Schrader, Telestrator, our color analyst, Johnny, is working it right now.
So right here, this pull block coming across was, I missed it.
Maybe Johnny needs to work on his telestrating, so we'll keep it as the Telestrator now. We'll give him the name back when he figures out how to work it.
I mean, Devin Schrader always sounded better.
Okay.
Yeah, it was Mateo Machichi coming around on the pull block. The tight end coming from the opposite side perfectly sealed the edge to the Gage touchdown.
So 7-0, 7:04 remaining in the first. As you said before, Lake Central running this clock down. Valpo, less than a minute drive there.
Yeah, just clock dead stops. Well, made it easy when you start at the 30-yard line and then go and get 17 on the first play.
Kickoff after the Gage Finley touchdown. Perfectly placed. Deja vu from last kickoff. Take it around the 15. He's still going up to the 20, 25, the 30. Has some blocks. Still going. That's going to be Sam Thorgren who takes him down on the tackle.
I think he figured out where he's supposed to run to this time.
Okay. Well, that's just a really good return, and Aiden Needles is the one on the tackle. So as you can tell, Aiden Needles meets him. He kind of sealed that far edge to stop what could have been a touchdown. There was nobody behind Aiden Needles, so a good tackle by him to save Lake Central touchdown.
Honestly, for Lake Central, that was a great return. Being able to just go around all of Valpo, cut back through, is a great play to be able to get as many yards as they did here, and hopefully we'll see if they start passing the ball.
Well, we won't know until they actually do. We've seen all runs so far.
And they stack it heavy again. This is a similar formation to the QB power on the last play.
It's going to drop back, play action over the middle. Had a man open, but overthrew him a bit. Kind of contested.
It was Devon's guy, Frankie Verda. He had a step on the defender, but a misfire. And good protection, just a little bit overthrown. Obviously, first pass attempt of the game, so
I don't know on the replay.
Possibly led to that one.
Looks like he had a little handsy in the face there. It kind of looked like that a bit. Might have gotten away with that one.
as here it is, Lake Central just pausing, running the time off this play clock to get their offense going.
This is going to get the crowd out of it.
See where they go with the football here.
Ran down the play clock on 2nd down. It's going to be another handoff, and they're just going to get stuffed.
This looks like a read option, and the ball's just held on to for way too long by Cameron Reddick, and it gives, there's a offensive lineman on the floor, and the ball's just in Reddick's hands for too long, and it leads to a loss for Lake Central.
And as we mentioned, Frankie Verda is the only player on this offense who actually has a receiving touchdown so far this year.
This seems to be the first time where there's more than one wide receiver lined up, so we'll most likely see a pass here for Lake Central.
3rd and 12. Reddick's going to drop back to pass. Looking at the right side. Has a man open. Definitely didn't get the first down.
He made the catch, and he's a half yard short, but the ref marks him to where it's a motion into a comebacker perfectly on the money. Very interesting mark from the official on the far side.
How are they moving the chains?
To me, it looked like the ball was about a yard short when he stepped out of bounds. And you can't really give him forward progress if he catches it right by the sideline and takes a step back.
First down anyways. Lake Central kind of gets bailed out there. It's going to be another run up the middle and gets about 5 yards there. Good first down run.
Yeah, there's another successful play to start a set of downs for Lake Central. Jacob Turley's looked really good so far. This offensive line is winning up front, giving them successful first plays.
6-yard gain there.
2nd and 5.
See what Reddick can do here. It's going to be another handoff up the middle. He will have the first down and about 3 more after that. They're moving the chains again.
Right up to the 41, and here this offensive line just getting a great push up front. Both offensive lines look really good so far. This one's just a good cut from Turley in the backfield, though. Really opened this one up, but a gap between the left tackle and the left guard also helps.
That's another captain there, Brody Wheeler, the tackle. So first down, they're past the 50 the first time tonight. Their other drive didn't go as they wanted. They're pushing it down the field this time.
Yeah, that's kind of a concern with this constant run, is there's a chance for more likely for a fumble.
And that's going to be a first down run. It's going to get stopped at the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard back. But before the game, I really thought these key matchups were going to be Frankie Verda and JQ Vernado. It was going to be really interesting to see what would happen. But to start this game off, we have not really seen much from this wide receiver core.
Yeah, only two passing attempts, and obviously one went for the first down. A really good ball. It maybe shouldn't have been a first down, but it was still a good ball and on time from Cam Reddick, and then the one misfire in his first attempt of the game. They haven't really used Verda, who lines up right here at the bottom of your screen again.
Yeah, it was Hamza Isa with the first down reception.
Drops back to pass on 2nd down. He's going to take it himself. Saw a hole and gets all the way up there. Will they mark it a first down? He looks short.
He looks like he got to the 32, and this was the set of downs was from the 41, so he should be a yard short. Evan Courtney's the one on the tackle.
Now here's the problem. There's Reddick, left open a big hole for him, and this guy can run. So you just got to make sure Valpo doesn't leave this huge opening for him to be able to rush through.
Another tush push, trying to pull him back. That's Evan Courtney trying to wrap around and pull him back.
The mark will be really interesting, and I don't get how the officials can even see where the ball's at on these. It's very interesting. They're lined up right at the 31, so that should be enough for a first down as the head official marks the first down. So, yeah, the tush push is almost automatic in the NFL, and Lake Central is 2 for 2 tonight.
Yeah, it's probably most likely an estimated guess because where the quarterback is, but you can never really tell what that ball is.
It's hard, like, to wait. No, when does his knee hit the ground? There's multiple guys around him, so. But it's working for Lake Central so far.
First down again. Reddick's going to hand it off. Be about 4 yards there. Good first down again. We've seen it all night so far in this first quarter. We've seen Lake Central. They really kept their drives going with these first downs.
It's a great way to set a drive up or just to start these set downs. If you can get 4 yards, we talked about it, that's a successful play, and they continue to do it over and over. Valpo's got to start winning more. But, I mean, Valpo won on the last set of downs. They got the stop, they got the tackle for loss, but then they let a quarterback run go for 9 that set up the tush push. So,
yeah, that was a great read there by Reddick to get 9 to keep the drive going. 2nd and 5 now. We are at the 3-minute mark in the first quarter, and we see motion. Reddick's going to drop back to pass on the right side, the out route. Very overthrown.
Yeah, nobody in the area, but just total misfire from Reddick.
Yeah, there's a clear opening for number 3 there, but just unable to hit his man that could have been a big play as there was no Valpo player kind of near him, really.
Yeah, Logan Routon was the one in coverage. The first career start for the sophomore Brady Cannon was over there, and he was there on the sideline, but way too late. Just the misfire, though, makes it 3rd and long for Lake Central.
3rd and 5 now on Valpo's 26. See what Lake Central does.
No safety deep for Valpo.
It's going to be a handoff up the middle. Flags are thrown. Looks like he doesn't get it, but there is a flag in the play.
So this one will be interesting. It came out right as there seemed to be helmet-to-helmet contact from it's Turley and
it's going to be on the offense. We replay 3rd down. Couldn't quite hear what that was, though.
Oh, yeah, Nick Fry came down out of the secondary, met him head-to-head, and that's when the flag came out. So I thought they could have gotten, like, some sort of helmet-to-helmet, obviously. That did not end up being the call unless they called it on Lake Central on the run.
Now here is where we will most likely see number 15 Vera get some action as Lake Central is going to have to come back due to all of these flags.
Yeah, that matchup I was talking about earlier, JQ Varnado and Verda, might be one of the few times we see it tonight.
Yeah, I mean, Verda's a dangerous target. He's 20 yards per catch this season. They need 15, so he's probably where Reddick's thinking of going, but the Valpo defense has to know that as he's in the slot at the top of the screen.
Yeah, it trips on the top of the right. Reddick looking over the middle, has a man caught, but we dragged down by the toe.
Routing again, but Ben Fedorchak does a good job staying in front, not allowing him to get past. He just sits down in zone coverage, but Ben Fedorchak still looming in the area, able to make the tackle. So 4th and 7, but it's 4-down territory. Their kicker's long is 35 this year, and they are out of that range. So
it's a big, true testament to this Valpo defense. If they can get a stop here, they will ruin all the momentum that Lake Central has.
Gain just from these so methodical drives, moving the football. Maybe not the easiest, but they're still giving these positive plays. As he 5 wide for the first time today. There's trips here on the bottom of your screen.
Reddick, quick pass over the middle, and it's broken up.
Gio Garcia, the safety in coverage, gets the Valpo defense off the field. The trips, but it's a route right over the middle, and there's just too many guys in the middle of the field. It leads an easy stop for the Valpo defense. They kind of have 2-on-3 there in the middle of the field, and leads to the pass deflection.
And the Vikings will take over tonight. 7-0, a minute 47. And we haven't really seen much of this offense on the field. We saw them for about less than a minute.
30 seconds of the Valpo offense, and they already have 7 points.
So if you're a Valpo offense fan,
It was 3 plays, 17-yard pass, and 2 rushes.
It's going to be a jet sweep on the right side.
It was Jimmy Parisi, and he's usually the guy they throw in motion. Here they bring him in motion. Here they bring him in motion for the first down, but obviously he's always known for kind of being the motion guy, but a good block on the outside leads to a 9-yard carry for the Valparaiso Vikings.
So 2nd and 1 on the 36. We talked about Parisi being a great receiver all year.
But when needed, he can also run 7 rushes, 60 yards.
Hosak's going to dump it off to Bernard for a quick little gain there.
Yeah, so
first down.
Sam Bernard again has Lucas Embry wide open, one-on-one, bottom of the screen right here, and just a little hitch, so makes it easy for him.
Yeah, we've seen 2 targets for Sam Bernard tonight. We haven't really seen much of him all season as he was getting targets early on, but a couple mistakes, a couple drops.
Some misfires were the big thing, but here him and Kellen have found that chemistry as this is late into the season.
Perfect timing for sectionals too. First down, Valpo.
He's one-on-one again.
Gonna be a handoff to Finley up the middle. It's gonna be about 4 yards there.
Yeah, 4 yards. Once again, as we talked about with Lake Central, 4 yards is a successful first play. Gage does a good job cutting it to the outside, but a good tackle by Braden Hurley, the safety, coming down to the box, and he's able to drag Gage Finley down.
Time is running down in this first quarter. 7-0 Vikings.
Press coverage across the board from Lake Central.
Up the middle, Finley trying to break a tackle but can't.
It's
Near the first down.
Braden Hurley again coming out of the safety position, make a good tackle on Gage. He saves the first down as this one goes for about 3 yards this time. So 3rd and 3 coming for the Valparaiso Vikings. But Braden Hurley does another good job meeting Gage Finley right at the point of attack and is able to bring him down.
Valpo not going to run a play after that first second down. And we're going to go to Gianna down in the field.
And into the first quarter with your Vikings leading 7 to Lake Central 0.
Oh, thanks, guys. It's a perfect night for football with beautiful weather here at Viking Stadium. While Lake Central seems to be running the ball of the heart of Valpo defense, they're still behind because of the turnover. We'll have to see what happens in the second quarter. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Gianna. It is 7-0 here at Viking Field. The Vikings are up. It has been a very slow start to this game, but hopefully as the night goes on, this crowd will pick up. But we'll be right back.
And there's always something to do on the 200-acre campus thriving with student clubs. You'll also discover the value of a VU degree. Check us out at vinu.edu. What does life at college really look like? That depends on where you look. At Vincennes University, there's plenty to see, including...
And we are back here at Viking Field. A quick little break there as we are already back. Sides have flipped, and we have motion from Parisi on 3rd down. Very important 3rd down for Valpo. It's going to be a handoff to Finley. He's going to keep pushing, but he's most likely going to be short.
He's brought down again, and it's Braden Hurley. He was also had Brody Ramirez. Brody Ramirez leading top 10 in tackles in the region, but Braden Hurley makes all 3 tackles, or has a part of all 3 tackles on this drive as he comes down from the secondary again, darting down. And Braden Hurley doing a great job on this drive as it's 4th and short.
Yeah, he just took him down. We saw great contact there, great hit. Took all his momentum and pushed it back.
And Sam Bernard isolated again on the top of the screen, so see if they run a hitch to him.
4th and 1 now. And there's going to be a timeout. They're probably trying to draw him off sides there.
There's a flag, so Valpo might have taken... Nope,
to me, timeout Valpo there.
Well, the ref threw the flag, so I thought we were getting a delay of game, but obviously this one goes uncalled. So both teams have used a timeout already in this first half, but obviously the first half you have more leeway to kind of use it at times. You don't really need to save it for the end of the game, and they go to the jump off sides. But obviously Marshall's always been aggressive. This feels like a place where he's going to go for it.
Yeah, especially past the 50 now. Very, very good chance he'll go for it now. 7-0, as we already said. It's been a very slow start to this game. A lot of running. The crowd really hasn't been in it tonight.
No, which is surprising. This is a crowd that's usually always into it. Valpo always brings that home crowd. It's always cool. The environment is always big at Viking Field, but...
Yeah, we've only seen 7 passes tonight in 13 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, we have ran through this game of football. It has been a very short quarter of football.
We have literally ran through this game of football, pretty much.
That was a good pun there. Not even...
Oh, there's more to come.
Please no, 4th down. Big 4th down. 4th and 1 after the timeout. Hosek going to hand it off to Finley. Stuffed at the line, and it is going to be a turnover.
Yeah, he does not get here, and well, credit to the whole Lake Central defense. Can't give it to one guy here. Everybody's in the backfield. A good push from the middle linebacker spot. It was one of Brian Rizicki or Brody Ramirez who got into the backfield. I couldn't see the number for sure, but there's the two good linebackers for this Lake Central team, and they read this one perfectly and lead to a turnover on downs for the Valparaiso Vikings.
Well, if that fourth down didn't convert, these fans are probably going to get a little more quieter. So, 1st and 10 on the 46. All of that progress backwards. The whistles were blown, so it didn't go. Lake Central still has a little bit to go. Let's see what they can do on this drive. Reddick signaling motion. It's going to be a fake jet sweep, drop back to pass, has pressure, and he'll be taken down for the sack.
Off the edge, in his second game back, it's Lucas Peterson. Comes off the edge. Just holding on to the ball for a little bit too long is Reddick, and he also got taken down by his own offensive lineman here because Lucas Peterson spun him around, and then the sack at the legs by Lucas Peterson.
It's going to be 2nd and 15 now. After the sack, Lake Central already looking desperate in their first drive back on the field as evades a sack, and he's going to take the rush. He's going to get about 7 there. Move it to 3rd and 8.
Yeah, Ben Fedorchuk here is probably the one to put the finishing touches on the tackle. Lucas Peterson misses the tackle this time. Good move, and then Courtney Fedorchuk and Ryan Cheek are all in the back, or all finally get to him to force the 3rd and long.
3rd and 8. Looks like Lake Central is going to have to pass this one here.
And always keep an eye, bottom of the screen, but he's lining up in the slot right here. Frankie Verda.
Motion. Reddick's going to drop back, looking to pass, has pressure over the middle on the run.
To nobody.
Yeah.
See, that was great defense by Valpo. They saw Reddick was looking down for Verda. You saw his eyes go towards the right side where Verda was, and Valpo saw that and started covering, coming over that way, made it very difficult for Verda to be able to get
Issa was
open.
also in the area on this one, and with the pressure, Valpo does a good job bringing pressure again on the 3rd and long, force a quick fire, and then ends up being a misfire from Cameron Reddick.
4th and 8. The punt team is out, and we're going to see a little bit of Jimmy Parisi tonight on the punt return. It's going to go right to him. He's going to fake the fair catch and take the touchback.
But yeah, Valpo obviously saw film those. Verda's their main guy and saw the eyes of Reddick and knew that that's where the ball was going and had good coverage to be able to stop it. And now let's see what Valpo's offense is able to do up 7-0 with 9 minutes left.
Yeah.
But also to Reddick's point tonight, he has been, the accuracy has been lacking, but that's kind of how he's been this year. Only 42% completion percentage on the year, and it's kind of flared up tonight on these last 2 drives.
He doesn't throw interceptions, though, with the inaccuracy. Only 3 interceptions compared to the other QB on the other side with 13.
Motion by Lovig. Kellen's going to drop back over the middle. Has Lovig. It's going to be a 1st down, Valpo.
Chase Lovig gets wide open in the middle of the field, and a good ball from Kellen, on time, on target. Yeah, they run 2 seams in between the safety and the corner, and Chase Lovig's the one underneath and is able to make the grab.
Yeah, either one you threw it to. Danzy probably had the touchdown most likely.
Maybe, but obviously still you like the positive game. Very good first play for Valpo.
That moves him all the way up near the 50. The 46, Hosek on a little out route there to Parisi, but cannot stay in bounds.
He still gets what they'll give us 5 yards, so a positive first play, just a short out route as he's going to run this little speed out, and Bernard cleared the corner down the field. Yeah, Braden Hurley follows Sam Bernard, so it just opens up. It opens up Parisi underneath.
We talked about the inaccuracy of Reddick, but Kellen Hosek is 4 for 4 on the night so far.
Hosek on the jet sweep to Parisi, has room to the 30. The 20 has blocked by Bernard all the way up to the 10. It's going to be 1st and goal for the Vikings.
This has been there all year, and something Devin pointed it out this week as Jimmy's been really good carrying the football.
On the replay here,
But here,
almost identical plays other than the pass and the jet sweep.
Yeah.
Same area.
Deja vu on our replay here. So yeah, we saw a 5-yard gain, but Valpo's at the 10.
Well,
So
Precy's
interesting to see how that one works.
His
out.
efficiency is 8 attempts, 100 rushing yards.
And he gets a lot more right there. So
well, now that's with it.
Hosek on the first down to Danzy. In and out of the hands, it bounced right out.
Not the best ball from Kellen. It did hit Troy in the hands, but just another short little out route, or this is just a flat from Danzy that is just a misfire from Hosek.
Yeah, Precy has doubled his rushing yards at today's game.
Yeah, but still 7 for what he had at coming into the 7 rushes for 50 coming in tonight. Is still very good from the receiver's position. They use him in motion a lot, and that's what helps open up those jet sweeps, is they'll use the loop action, but Precy in motion opens up that big jet sweep.
Another fake jet sweep to Finley. Trying to get close to the goal line here. We'll put him all the way up to the 6.
That's the officials mark it at the 7. The Valparaiso scoreboard operator is inaccurate on this one, but obviously the first down still available at the 1-yard line, so if Valpo can get to the half-yard line, they have a first down available.
Yeah, watch out for that one-on-one on the top. Maybe a 50-50 ball will be thrown up there.
Yeah, San Bernard's been the favorite tonight, as he is there on the bottom of your screen. They've kind of liked using him in the one-on-one.
Hosek looking to the right side on a screen pass that is just taken out by a missed block.
It's a bubble screen that goes nowhere, and filling in, Jason Mann just reads this one perfectly, breaks on it, and shuts Precy down for a huge loss that'll bring the Valpo kicking team out.
Yeah, the problem is Machichi was just unable to hold that guy, and he was just able to break through and get
Well,
Precy
a really good read from Jason Mann on that one. Allows the tackle for loss for the Indians. So force a field goal from 30 yards.
Haven't seen much of Faulkner at home this year. We see it now. Oh, it might have been blocked.
I think it got deflected. So Lake Central gets off the field with no points again. So very good job from the Lake Central defense to hold in the red zone.
Yeah, Lake Central was able to get a hand on it, and this is now it's still only a 1-touchdown game.
Yeah, Lake Central's defense played very well. But they're getting help from this offense because the offense is giving them a lot of rest with the amount of running they are doing. But they went a little bit more to the pass on the last drive, so will they continue to do that?
Just depends on what they do. If they get a really good gain on first down, their tendency to pass goes increasingly down. So let's see what Valpo does. Valpo, they are looking to force the pass here. If they can force the pass, they can easily target one of the great weak points for Lake Central. And on first down, they're going to hand it off. He's going to get about 5 there.
Yeah, and Turley just does another good job, reads his blocks perfectly, gets 5 yards, another successful first play for the Lake Central Indians.
6:47, nearing the halfway mark of the second quarter, and like we said before, this first half is flying by.
Turley's just not having the efficiency tonight, only averaging 3 yards per carry so far tonight.
Second and 5 now.
Big difference compared to the 5.36 he's had on the season.
Well, low snap there. It's going to be another handoff, but it's going to be met by Brody Wheeler.
Right in the middle of the field, and this one's going to be about a yard short, so that up to the 29-yard line. Wheeler does a good job stuffing him right there. So
we saw Nick Fry too slow down the momentum for Wheeler to come in there and finish the job.
Will Lake Central go back to the tush push? It doesn't look like it.
3rd and 1.
Oh, here it is.
We've seen it. The wide receiver comes from behind and starts to push. We don't see it here. Will they get it? It looks like
based on that push, it's going to look like he got it. So another tush push first down. That's 3 for 3 for Lake Central today. So the most anticlimactic 3rd and short, 4th and short play in the history of football.
Yeah, we saw it in earlier snaps. We saw the wide receiver closer to the line, comes around, gets that extra push. That might be on farther fourth downs.
But to Cameron Reddick's credit, you have to be a very strong individual to be able to endure multiple tush pushes in one game, and obviously he's already up to 3, so credit to Cameron Reddick.
First down, it's going to be a quarterback run here. Is only going to get about 2 there, gets stuffed.
Yeah, keeper and Valpo does a good job reading it. They don't fall for the fake, and they surround Cameron Reddick.
Yeah, that's going to be Cameron Asbell on the tackle. It's going to be 2nd and 7. This clock is just like going
Burning
down.
away.
Yeah. Already 4.5. Reddick on the run. He's going to give his running back a little push. He's going to break through, finds a gap, and that's going to be a first down. Chains are moving.
Well, he pushed his running back for the right reason. This leads to a good block, picking up Lucas Peterson, who shed his initial blocker, and then it allowed Reddick to run for the first down.
But yeah, both Reddick and Turley are under their averages, as Reddick through 10 attempts only averaging 2.9 rushes so far tonight.
Lake Central on their own 42. Another handoff right side. It's going to be about 7 yards there.
A missed tackle here leads to this one. I think it was Gio Garcia came in from the linebacker position, perfectly punched this gap, perfect assignment, and then just flubs on the tackle and allows a very good first play of these set it down for the Lake Central Indians. Once again, credit to Turley, though, for shedding the tackle.
Yeah, we've seen Turley all night, and we're going to see him more as this night goes on. So if you don't like hearing his name, you might as well mute us.
I don't know if it will be a lot, though, because there's so much time's burning off from Lake Central.
Reddick on the fumble, bobbled the snap. Turley's going to have to take it, and he's trying to push. And wow, after the bobble, after the fumble, who would have expected that?
Well, it's Brody Ramirez is the one who gets the carry, and he ends up moving the sticks, so a very good play.
That is very surprising to see.
Valpo does a great job. Everybody knows where the football's at. They all get there, and they all miss the tackles, and it leads to a Lake Central first down. So way to stay composed are the Indians to be able to stay aware and get the first down.
Ramirez had both those last 2 carries for the first down.
Reddick, maybe a little bit of miscommunication.
That's miscommunication. He looks to hand it off to his left. Ramirez is nowhere to be seen, and then he keeps it himself and falls forward for a yard gain.
2nd and 9. Time is dwindling down to the 3-minute mark. Lake Central is just running down this clock, and this Valpo offense has barely been on the field.
Yeah, really. We've seen a lot of Lake Central today. The time of possession, it feels like it's going to end up being like 45-15 in favor of Lake Central.
2nd and 9.
The way Valpo crowd is, you would think they're down.
Right side, handoff outside. What a juke for the first down and more.
And Jacob Turley's coming alive as the more this game goes, more confident. He was kind of just taking the safe runs, but now he's getting to the outside, making guys miss. Nick Fry misses the tackle. Good move by Turley, and he moves the sticks. But it keeps Lake Central running the football.
2:30. First down on Valpo 33. Reddick looking to get his team in the end zone on this one, as Turley is going to take it for another first down and more, all the way up to the 10.
And that's never a good sign if your cornerback has to make a tackle for the defense and it's not in the backfield. Just a good job by J.Q. Vernado, maybe saving a touchdown, but this push from this offensive line on this drive has been very good. A very good pull block from the Lake Central offensive line leads to a member of the secondary having to make the tackle.
But now we're seeing that efficiency from Turley, now 68 rushing yards on the night.
Under 2 minutes now. Turley still pushing, gets half the way that he needs.
And he sheds a tackle here. He does a really good job. It looked like he could have gone down right away, but he sheds 2 arm tackles by the Valpo defensive front and falls forward.
And the way Lake Central likes to run their offense, they still have 3 yards before the goal, so they can keep running it, get the first down, and then keep going again for the goal.
Well, with the way Turley's ran this drive, it might just be all the way into the end zone.
Yeah, they're going to try and run as much clock as they can to not get this Valpo offense on the field, but Reddick's going to take it himself on the RPO and will get nowhere.
Well,
third down.
Nobody fooled on the Valpo defense. If you look at your screen right here, look at how many Valpo defenders are on Reddick by the time this play ends. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 6 or 8 guys all on the Lake Central quarterback.
That would have been a good play to work on our Johnny Strader, but third down, a big one of this game. Turley trying to get outside.
And Nick Fry makes an amazing tackle to save the touchdown. But the problem is this is going to allow Lake Central to burn more clock. The clock stops due to the first down, but then it'll keep going when the ball is set down. And obviously you know how Lake Central's played. They're just going to keep letting it run down and down.
33 to go. Look at the push in there. There's a flag. Most likely to be false start on Lake Central.
This could be a false start, so the high school refs might be better than the NFL officials. So if we'll await the call.
An illegal shift there. It's going to be 5 yards.
So the high school officials are officiating this play better than the NFL guys can. So make that 3 for 4 on tush push attempts from Lake Central, and the clock stops at 28 seconds.
1st and 6 now. This time's going to start now.
But it is first down, so Lake Central's going to get the chance to call timeout here, talk things over. But
that really changes this right now. Is this Valpo?
I mean, it's still first down, 6 yards. They can still run it.
And Devin, your guy, only has all 6 touchdowns. Obviously, Frankie Verda has all 6 receiving touchdowns, so expect him to be the big body red zone target for.
If they do go in the air, we'll just have to see. But as well, due to the clock, they might have to. 29:30 left on the clock, and as well, if Lake Central's able to get into the end zone before half, I would say. Yes, Jacob Turley has been a big part of this drive, but Brody Ramirez with that save, with that fumble we saw in the backfield, Brody was able to pick it up, get the first down as well, and also got the 6 yards before that fumble. So he also has been a big contributor for this drive.
Yeah, saved the drive because of a fumble, and as you talked about, Devin. But Turley's been so great in these last couple plays, and with that long stoppage, definitely expect him to be back on the field for this one.
Valpo gets a stop here, and they force another timeout.
Yeah, keep your eyes open for number 15.
Lake Central is really going to need to weigh their options here. A low snap. It's going to be an outside pass.
That's not number 15.
That's going to be
the stats, though.
Hamza Issa for a Surf Internet touchdown. Right on the edge. They kind of delay the throw. It's a fake handoff. I think this is an RPO with the way the fake handoff works. And Issa, Logan Roughton on the outside. I misspoke on the receiver of the touchdown. And is this the Indianapolis Colts punt team in 2015? This is, now they move them together. I was going to say, that looked very interesting. It's like the last time that tried in football didn't work.
And the kick to tie this game up is good. 7-7.
Verda was our player to watch, mostly due to having all 6 receiving touchdowns in the 500 yards.
But one of these receivers
has 0 catches tonight.
Yeah,
He's had some targets, but no catches.
They have not gone his way. Issa and Roughton have done a very good job kind of filling the load that he's done.
Issa has 1 catch, Roughton has 2. But we'll see if Verda in the second half is able to do something. We'll just have to see, but otherwise, it's just been a lot of running from Lake Central's offense.
Very shocking to see that pass there. And we saw it. We saw the RPO. We saw the fake handoff. And we saw it, and then we saw a pass, which we were very surprised. We were shocked by that. We were not expecting that pass that we saw all night, the run game. But we talked about it before. Lake Central has just been trying to get their offense off the field, and
See, what's just interesting is Lake Central isn't trying to capitalize on the secondary that Valpo that's had some struggles. So during the year so far, it's just been running constantly, and they haven't tried to give the ball to Verda, who can probably beat out the secondaries.
Well, the
Just
secondary
isn't.
is healthy today, so that's kind of a part of it. And they've looked good, to their credit. Like we talk about it, they've allowed a lot of big plays. The 20-plus yard passes that keep happening to Valpo, they haven't allowed today. The two downfield shots that Lake Central's taken were both inaccurate balls, but Valpo had very good coverage on those
Yeah,
plays.
biggest pass is only 11 yards tonight for Reddick.
This one goes to the end zone, and it seems to be very apparent Lake Central just does not want this Valpo offense on the field. Does not want to allow Kellen Hosek to get this offense going or gain any momentum. It's really hard to get momentum, even if when they do go score a touchdown, when they have to go sit for 6 minutes. So
It's like in baseball where you're icing the opposing pitcher. You're kind of icing the QB, Kellen Hosek, tonight, just having him sitting for so much, not really able to keep flowing the blood and everything. He's just going to be sitting a lot due to the fact that offense just isn't able to be on the field, and the Valpo defense getting tired out.
and Valpo does get the ball to start the second half. So
They're going to go with the pass here with the screen pass. Lovig with the spin move there will get 5.
and no,
They're going to call a timeout 16-2, so Valpo's being aggressive here. We saw a little screen pass. We thought they were going to go more downfield. We were also seeing if they were just going to run this one out as they do get ball after half.
You expect on these, like, if they are going to go in the air, like, you want to go for the sideline, and then if not, so that's why they were able to use the screen pass, because at worst he goes down in bounds, but you still have 2 timeouts. But it's surprisingly, teams in this situation, especially when you line up with trips on the one sideline, you'll have 2 guys go down the field and have one guy come kind of close to the boundary to be able to get maybe 10 yards and then step out of bounds. But they go straight to a screen pass that only goes for about 5, as Lake Central does a great job reading it.
2nd down and 4 now on the 26. Valpo.
Kellen 5 for 7 on the night passing.
We've only seen 7 attempts from the night. As we talked about earlier, this offense has barely been on the field.
Trips on the far side, so
Hosek dropping back to pass. Has him on the right side, a 1st down near the 40. That's San Bernard again, and about half of these passes have been towards San Bernard.
yeah, it feels like he's getting all the targets tonight. I'd love to get a replay to see who was in coverage, because if it was Lucas Embry, this is another one where they're just telling San Bernard, go win your route one-on-one versus Embry, and he does it here, and they're lined up on the bottom of your screen.
11.3 now. Hosek trying to do the same thing. They say no good.
It was dropped. It fell out of the hands of San Bernard. So, but he won the route again. Obviously, Embry's playing a little bit farther back because he can't get beat down the field. Another comebacker just right through the hands of San Bernard. Definitely could have caught that one.
Yeah, I was definitely trying to focus on getting the feet in. Probably drop the ball in the process.
A hard catch, but
yeah,
definitely one that could have been caught as he fell out of bounds. So here you go, trips again to the top, and then it's San Bernard and Embry lined up.
the flag on the play.
Far ref threw a flag.
Good eyes, Devin. Everybody else missed that, so thank you for
I
having
didn't
your
miss
eyes
that.
open.
I called that one. It's going to be a false start on the offense. Going to move him back 5. Now this might factor into Coach Marshall's
6
plan here.
seconds ago, 7.3, so in a second and a half will be added, but I don't know if that's enough time to change the thinking. But they go back right back to it. San Bernard's lined up one-on-one, but Embry drops back 10 yards deep. So
yeah, they're trying not to allow a touchdown here. Everyone going out. They're sending back a lot. Hosek on the deep ball.
There is time. There is time.
Well, he wants San Bernard and Lucas Embry. That's been the matchup we've seen all night. Bernard actually ends up kind of having half a step on him, but he's not able to bring it in. I think Embry might have definitely disrupts this one.
3rd and 15, 1.8. If Valpo is going to go out here, they're going to try and go out with a bang.
Do they go screen to lateral maybe? Who knows? So
Chuck it.
Okay,
Let's.
I don't know if Kellen can throw a football 65 yards in the air.
We're going to go with a handoff to Finley. And he's going to get taken down. That'll end the half here, 7-7. And we're going to go down to Gianna.
Carva. Thanks, guys. As we head into halftime, Coach Marshall had some words with Ben Fedorchak, cementing the fact that this is their last regular season home game, and it's important to go into sectionals with some momentum. On the defensive side of the ball, the Vikings are still looking to stop the running game of the Indians, but there is another half to the football to play. Tied at 7 apiece, we'll see what happens at halftime. Brody, Johnny, and Devin, back to you.
Thank you, Gianna. And right as she said, the run game has been the most prominent thing in this game. We've seen it all night. It's been taking out everyone, even the crowd. It's been putting them to sleep a bit.
Yeah, lulling everybody to sleep. The most low-energy game we've seen from Valpo this year, at least through half, because like we've seen the blowouts, like Maryville ended up getting the blowout towards the end of the half. So Valpo crowd kind of died down, but
and
Lake Central's run game is dominated.
At 7-7 to end this first half, and we're going to be right back at halftime. Check out some of these segments from our own PC3 class.
Hello and welcome to Cooking a Day. The way this game works, there will be 2 of these boxes. One will have some cookies in it. One will be empty. One player will look inside the box and see whether or not they have the cookie. Then, they will have 1 minute to debate and discuss with player 2 whether or not they have the cookie. The end goal of the game is to end up with the cookie. At the end of the 1 minute, player 2 will have the chance to swap boxes or keep the box whether or not they think the other person has the cookie. Without further ado, let's get into Cookie in a Box. You may look inside your box. Oh boy. You have 1 minute to discuss and debate whether or not you have the cookie. You may begin.
I have nothing.
I think you're right.
You think I have nothing?
Nah, I think you have the cookies.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think you do because of that little smirk on your face.
I don't have the cookies, dude. I have nothing.
I fear you have the cookies, and I fear I have
30
nothing.
seconds left.
I have nothing. I told you I have nothing.
I think you have something.
I think I'm literally telling you the truth.
I think I'm being gaslit. I think I don't know anymore.
Really?
I think.
Do I have the cookies or do I not have the? I don't really know. I think I have nothing.
I think you have the cookies.
Really? But what if I had nothing?
But what if I had nothing?
Time's up. Okay. So Haley, would you like to switch boxes?
Yeah, I want to switch boxes.
Don't tell her what happens until, Haley, you may look inside your box.
The truth always wins.
Yeah. Look inside your box.
Okay.
I already don't like this game.
You think your brain waves are faster than mine, but mine are
You have 1
faster.
minute to debate and discuss starting now. All right. I don't have the cookies.
You think your brain waves are just faster than mine, and they're not. I'm actually more advanced than you think.
I don't think you are.
I am more advanced than you think. What do you think, Tim?
I'm just a moderator.
I'm more advanced than you think.
No, because I have the cookies and you don't, and you're gonna swap them.
You just said that you don't have the cookies.
I don't have the
Oh,
cookies.
good method. Method.
I don't have the cookies. What are you talking about?
Ooh, what is that called? Like Freudian
Lying?
slip?
Bullying? I don't know. 20 seconds left.
I think that I'm more advanced than you think.
I think you have them, and I don't think you should swap.
I think that I should swap.
I think
that I'm gonna swap.
I think you should swap because I have the cookies, and I think you just.
Okay.
I think you're a nice person.
So do you have them or do you not?
I don't remember anymore. I think.
Okay, Tegan, would you like to swap boxes? It's up to you.
No.
No? Alright.
Oh, it's. Ooh.
You may look inside your box.
Bitch.
I told you to tap it. I was so locked in. I was so incredibly locked in.
You may now look inside your box. You guys have 1 minute, starting now.
I don't have the cookies.
You sure?
Yeah,
You're smiling a little bit.
I'm very sure.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm very sure.
You sure?
Yeah, I definitely do not have the cookies. Yeah.
What color were the cookies? You don't have them.
Blue.
I don't know about that. You.
Wait, no. Green. They were green.
You saying that just because you know what color the cookies
No,
are?
they were green because remember they blended in with the green screen.
I don't know. That was your jacket, not the cookies.
Oh yeah, that was my jacket, but that was also the cookies.
But why would the cookies blend with the green screen? They're in the box.
I know, but they were the same color.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trust me though, I do not have the cookies.
I think you do.
I don't.
I don't think you do.
I don't.
Are those cookies gonna be good?
Maybe.
Yeah.
But I don't have them.
Yeah.
So how would I know?
You're gonna have them.
Okay. Time's up. Would you like to switch boxes?
No, I'm good.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
If you don't switch boxes and you don't have the cookies, you lose the game.
You're cooked, pal.
Luke,
Oh yeah.
look inside your box.
Yeah, I'm cooked. Yeah.
Alrighty, guys, and here we have a quick post-game interview. So, Jackson, you are a winner for the past 2 years, a Cookie in a Box champion. How does it feel to win yet again?
It feels amazing. You know, the winning part is amazing, but I do feel a little sad that I had to steamroll Haley so hard because obviously, you know, she's my friend. So it's like, I feel a little bad, but that's what happens when you mess with the Minder.
Do you have any tactics going into the finals, competing against other people who have not won before?
No, I just kind of play it by ear.
And so we're going to take a quick look at the moment Haley decided to switch boxes. And so what was going through your mind when she decided to swap boxes?
Yeah, I was like pretty happy because I kind of knew I had won. So I just started smiling, which that was kind of risky, honestly. I didn't know if she could like take it back mid-swap. But yeah, I felt like I had a lot of aura in that moment. Do you think I did?
For sure. And so, you heard it right here, Jackson Minder, the 2-year winner. Well, that's it for today. Make sure to tune in next time as the winners of today compete in the finals. For Cookie in a Box, my name is Timothy Klemek, and I'll see you next time.
Heard some kid got injured at this park. This is unheard of. Like, kids don't do that. These are usually safe for kids, but I got called here to test it out, so let's give it a shot. baby swings, supposed to be safe for kids. Oh God! What happens when your kid goes up a seesaw? Straight into the metal bars and right on the ground with a concussion. What happens when your kid goes down a seesaw? Concussion right off the back and flips over. Concussion. As your kid goes up the slide, poses the risk of them tripping, falling down, and getting a concussion. Not only is your child being irresponsible and hitting these bars, getting a concussion, they can also go down the slide terribly. Even if you go down with your kid, you risk the fact of falling on them. This is not regulation. Not only can your kid hardly climb up these ladders and hit their head along the way, she can't even reach it. Little Reagan here is gonna have to jump. And she fell. That's a concussion. When your kids want to be big kids on big kid swings, you don't know what's gonna happen. Oh, inspector down. And she's got a concussion. Not safe for parent nor kid. Not safe for kids, not safe for kids. They were right. What the heck is going on? Well, that concludes my safety review of Alia Park. I conclude big F+. Don't take your kids here.
Our ingredients. Our seasonings today will be onion powder, garlic powder, cayenne pepper, paprika, and lemon pepper seasoning, along with just a little bit of salt and some olive oil. And of course, everybody's favorite and the most important ingredient, chicken wings. Next up, we have to cut our chicken. So what we want to do is separate the drum from the flat. Easy as that, and then put it in your bowl. All right, now that you've cut your chicken, what we're gonna want to start doing is drizzle a little bit of olive oil. Finger licking good. Not quite. Time to wash our hands again. Once you're done mixing your olive oil into your chicken, now it's time to add our seasoning. First up, we've got onion powder. Drizzle a little bit of that on there. Then next up, you're gonna wanna drizzle some garlic powder. Then some cayenne pepper. Drizzle some paprika. Then you're gonna want to drizzle a lot of lemon pepper seasoning. And then just a healthy pinch of salt. And now we mix. Now we're gonna put our wings on a pre-greased sheet. We're gonna wanna even them spacely out, but try to still fit as many as you can on there. Now you're gonna want to preheat your oven to 425 degrees. Now that you've got your wings laid out evenly on your baking tray, now we're going to put our wings in our preheated oven for about 60 minutes. I'll see you all back in an hour. All right, now that we've got our wings cooking, let's start making our sauce, which is a really simple recipe. What you want to do is start heating up a pot and then put about 4 tablespoons of butter into the pot. And after you do that, you're gonna want to put half a cup of hot sauce to a measuring cup, and then you can just put it in your pot and then start mixing. All right, now that it's been about an hour, let's get these wings out of the oven. These are looking tasty. Now it's time to transfer our wings into our mixing bowl. All right, now that we've got our wings in our bowl, it's time to mix our sauce into our wings. Now all we have to do is plate our wings. This has been What's Burning with your personal favorite chef, Grayson. And now, let's eat some hot wings.
And we are back here at Viking Field with halftime just finishing up. See Valpo walking out 7-7 here, but Devin, I know you have an important score update across the DAC.
Of Valpo's half 7-7 this game, but as well in the Crown Point Michigan City game, it is 7-7 coming into halftime. It's I believe almost halftime, and it is 7-7 in both games.
I've not seen Crown Point be held to 7 points and a half in a long time. That's very surprising.
They are averaging 38, I believe, a game or something.
It would be funny if you announcer jinxed from an entirely different game, entirely across Northwest Indiana. So,
well,
you said
for Crown Point to lose their streak, that would be
a big announcer jinx. You said it before the game. So, but back to this game, 7-7. We saw a lot of running, and we're definitely going to see it after half. If Lake Central can control the ball like they did in the first half, they have a very good chance of winning this game.
Yeah, absolutely. Just keeping the ball out of Valpo's hands has kind of got Valpo out of rhythm a little bit. It's hard. I mean, it's hard to find rhythm when you're sitting on the bench for 6 minutes, 8 minutes of game time with plus all the when there are stoppages. Just Lake Central's done a good job keeping it out of Valpo's hands.
But luckily, Valpo will start with the ball. Luckily for Valpo, as they will start with the ball, which means they control the clock, they control the game, and are looking to score, get ahead in their first drive.
Yeah, Valpo had a very good start offensively. I mean, they didn't really have to go far. Their first drive of the game, they only needed less than 30 yards. And
30 yards basically, and it took them 30 seconds. So they did a good job capitalizing on that, but they forced a couple fourth down. The turnover on downs, haven't been able to take advantage. And then obviously, how big is that blocked field goal right now for Lake Central? Keeping them within, keeping this game tied. Because without that blocked field goal, Valpo would be up. So how big was that for Lake Central? And the Valpo crowd starting to move again.
Yeah, meet the Vikes night, and I know you saw on your screen earlier, they're jumping, they're excited. They're probably the only thing that's really moving in this Valpo crowd right now. So as Lake Central enters the field, halftime's wrapping up. We're set for a great half of football coming up. Valpo looking to extend their momentum. Lake Central looking to have some confidence going in the Crown Point.
I mean, Lake Central is just looking for control of the game. That's what they've done first half. They're going to try to keep doing it. Yes, Valpo will start with the ball, but as soon as Lake Central gets the ball, they are going to continue to control the game.
Now, I don't know what that is in the crowd, but that definitely wasn't there first half. That is a new addition to the Valpo crowd.
Maybe a wild animal. I don't know. I can't tell if that's real or not.
It's Jungle Night.
Jungle Night here at Viking Field. Obviously, the student section's been a little small, so it might be hard to tell. But
well, a lot of dancing during the halftime, but
hey, everybody wants to hit the Dougie every once in a while. So,
well, Valpo.
It seems they have extended time by 2 minutes.
Yeah, they're going to let Lake Central warm up a bit. That, as you said earlier, that block field goal, it really put a lot of momentum for Lake Central. And also, after that, that was their drive to score that touchdown. They incorporated passing a little bit more in that drive, and especially on that touchdown play, which no one expected them to go have an RPO, pass it out.
Perfectly ran.
Yeah.
Unbelievable execution. He holds Reddick holds it for just long enough, then finds Roughton in the flat. Just a really good play design by Lake Central, especially with the way this game has gone. Like, obviously, he goes into the handoff. Everyone on the Valpo D line and that front seven is going to crash to the ball because that's what Lake Central's done tonight is run the football, and then the RPO works perfectly in their favor for a touchdown.
Yeah, interesting for both QBs. Reddick is 3 for 7 so far on the night, while Kellen Hosek is 6 for 8.
Yeah, we've seen, usually when we're talking about Kellen Hosek, we're talking about all the decisions he makes and all of what he's trying to do with his game, trying to keep his confidence up. We have barely seen him tonight. We have not seen a lot of Kellen Hosek, and we have not seen a lot from this Valpo offense, but we have seen so much from this Lake Central offense.
But the offense has been catered to kind of make it easy for him. He's gotten a lot of short, easy passes today. They haven't made him do a lot. Obviously, threw that deep ball to Bernard at the end of the half, which almost worked out really well. It looked like it was kind of in the bucket for Bernard, but I think there was a hand in there that kind of forced it incomplete. So,
Yeah,
but Kellen's done a good job being conservative and making the right decisions today.
Kellen has had the 26-yard pass to Lovig, as we saw. And, I mean, that was big for the Valpo. That was the biggest pass we've seen all night from either team. So we're looking to see how we're able to keep going. But we just look at Turley. He's at 15 attempts rushing, and Finley's at 8 attempts rushing. So we've just seen a lot of games, a lot of plays on the ground so far tonight.
Second half underway now as the clock winds down, and we are all tied up. 7-7, looking to have a great night. It's getting colder as the night goes. I know you have your crew neck on, as you said before.
Yeah, I mean, I wish I would have had my long pants on, but, you know, the weather kind of tricked me when I walked out to my car on my way to Viking Field this morning. So,
Wow.
Another thing to note is we haven't seen number 7 for Lake Central, Lilich, who's the backup QB and has almost 400 yards passing so far this year. So he must have came in for injuries for Reddick at some point and must have just be the backup and not kind of two-man QB room.
Yeah, with it being chilly here tonight, Valpo's definitely going to heat up that offense. And they're looking to cool down Lake Central.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that's the game Lake Central's playing by if you keep your offense on the field, your guys stay warm, they're moving, you make Kellen and this offensive line, these weapons, sit in the cold and kind of chill off. So,
well, let's see who can get hot in the second half.
Yeah.
Tried to warm up, and let's see what great second half we will
Brody,
have.
as you talked about, they had the one drive they've scored on today. Obviously, a field goal got blocked, but the one drive they scored on today started at Lake Central's 30. So can Valpo go down the length of the field?
Well, they're going to kick it here. Did not kick it to Parisi. This is going to go to Bernardo. He's going to take it out. He's going to run backwards to the 20 and gets taken down. It's going to force the flag. Who would have expected that? Runs backwards all the way to the left side. Gets taken down. Might be a horse collar or face mask.
This is the second
He gets
return.
him behind the helmet. So that's this flag could get picked up possibly because he didn't get him in the face mask.
It's not a horse collar.
He didn't get him on the jersey either. It was in the helmet. This just looks really awkward. But, I mean, there isn't really like a flag against it. I thought it was a fumble because Bernardo just comes running out of the pile, and I was like, oh, no, did the ball hit the ground? And then he's just running the other way, and I think he lost yards. I think he got close to the 24, and now or the 26, and now they're starting at the 23. So,
Yeah,
obviously not the biggest deal in the world.
Second return tonight, we've seen the returner run the wrong direction. Either it's backwards towards their sideline, not the direction of the end zone they're trying to get into. So, very interesting game we've seen in this 7-7 Lake Central Valpo matchup.
Yeah, let's see what kind of offense Valpo comes out with. We have seen so many opposites. We saw against Maryville, we saw a very ferocious Valpo offense in the first half of that game. And then the second game, it was quiet, like crickets.
Well, yeah, but they get to start off. They need a good drive here to get this offense flowing again.
Lovig in motion. Hosek is going to hand it off to Finley. He's going to get taken down. He's going to get about 3 yards on the play.
He gets a good push, but he's met by just too many Indian defenders to really do anything, so isn't able to push forward. Mason Johnson was in there, kind of the stopper in the middle, but he pushes forward for a gain of 2 or 3 yards. So,
and we said it before, this crowd, other than that line we see jumping around, has been very quiet.
A lot of people just sitting down. You think since it's cold, you want to be moving.
Parisi on the jet sweep doesn't really get a lot, but it'll be about 3rd and 5.
Well, the Vikings had Jimmy moving on that one as he is the motion man, but he only goes for 2, a little bit different than the jet sweep we saw earlier today. And now when they kind of try to open it up by using Lovig in motion the first time, but they give to Gage. Here they go motion with Parisi, but give to him.
Jimmy has officially doubled his rushing yards this season with the 2-yard gain.
I know we were talking about it earlier with Bernard. We see it again on the bottom of your screen.
Top. No, you're right. Sorry.
And the top, too. Kellen Hosek drops
Bernard's
back
on the top of the screen.
Has Lovig over the middle, but drops it.
And this is a huge miss. I'd love to get a replay because Sam Bernard, who's kind of had Lucas Embry's number all night, just blows by at the top of your screen over here. And then Chase misses it over the middle. Kellen's eyes never look left, but Sam Bernard was wide open and had the easiest touchdown of the season. As you can see, the distraught from him. And Chase Lovig just can't believe he dropped it. And yeah, here, just one-on-one, a slip, and Bernard is gone on the top of your screen, and then right over the middle, just a drop by Chase Lovig, and he knows it.
Yeah, Kellen could have gone to the guy that was also open that go for a touchdown, but I mean, that should be a catch. That should be a first down minimum.
Oh, miscommunication.
They're not going to take that. Valpo's going to let that one roll all the way up to the 18-yard line, so
we haven't seen much of the turf monster as much as last year.
No, that one was not a friendly Valpo bounce. Well, it originally took one, then bounced back a couple yards in Lake Central's favor. But Devin, I mean, yeah, obviously when Chase is open over the middle, you look for him. But Kellen's eyes never went left, and Bernard just beat him on the streak.
And this is not the position Valpo wanted to be in now. 10 minutes on the clock. Lake Central with the ball. Valpo did not score at all.
And with the way Lake Central's ran the football, they might not see the ball till the 4th quarter. So the last time I said that, they fumbled. So Don't want to jinx them again.
I mean, we've had a lot of announcer jinx, especially with the big game in the DAC. All thanks to Devin there.
Yeah,
but
we have to hype it up, and they ended up playing close. That's what the people wanted, was to see a close matchup to decide the fate of the DAC championship.
He's going to take it himself on the outside. Reddick, he's going to push through.
Maybe it's 4 or 5, just a good QB keeper, bounces it outside. No one's sealing the edge for Valpo, and it allows Reddick to have a successful first play for the Lake Central Indians.
So
he goes out of bounds, so the clock stops.
That is very rare in this game. We have not seen it a lot.
Clock has been running for a lot of this game.
And we see it again with Valpo, their defense now having one-on-one on the bottom of your screen.
Yeah, they're leaving Brady Fincannon.
It's going to be a handoff on second down up the middle.
And just another good game. Make it 3rd and short, set up another easy run with the way they've ran the football. You've got to be confident. If they feel like they can get 4 yards every play, they're going to go get 4 yards every play.
I mean, if they don't get it here, Johnny, do you think they will go for it on 4th down?
Depends how close they get. I mean, the tush push has been successful outside of an illegal shift, so if you can get to tush push area, I think they're confident enough to run it.
3rd down, PA announcers telling the crowd to get loud.
More one-on-one, and it's very interesting to see Brady Fincannon matched up one-on-one on the outside on the bottom of your screen.
Over the middle, but if we get a replay on that, he was wide open, but I think he like jumped up in the air and like tripped himself.
I don't know. I couldn't tell if it got tipped or what happened. No, it's just a complete underthrow by Reddick, and this could have possibly gone for a touchdown. Andrew Koselski is the one who gets wide open in the middle of the screen. Valpo they bite down at a run. Sam Thorgan and then Brody Wheeler has to chase, but it's not going to matter.
The punt on 4th down, it's going to go out of bounds, not far enough.
They mark it at the 48 of Lake Central territory, so Valpo gets a start in Lake Central territory.
Last time that happened, resulted in a Valpo touchdown, but clearly Lovig's mistake didn't really affect Valpo that much. But Valpo would much likely rather have a touchdown on that drive. But
they'd
now,
like to still have the ball.
Yeah.
And never have given the ball to Lake Central. But
for the first time tonight, we have seen Lake Central go 3 and out. Surprising.
Now Valpo, this is a big opportunity. Not much time was ran off by Lake Central. Now let's see if you can go ahead and make up for your mistakes in your first drive.
Hosek on 1st down. He's going to hand it off to Finley up the middle. Get about 4 yards there.
Oh, they moved it all the way up to the 45, so better field position, the 45. But this one only goes for 3 for Finley, so.
It's going to give him 3 on that one. Great field position leads to great drives. Let's see if Valpo can capitalize here.
There's that matchup again. Sam Bernard matched up one-on-one with Embry, but as he backs off.
Another handoff to Finley up the middle and just gets taken down like you were talking about gang tackling.
It's the linebacker combo. Luke Felix and Brody Ramirez. Brody Ramirez, we talked about a little bit in the pregame, has his top 10 tackles in the region, and then one of his counterparts on the linebacking crew, Luke Felix, also on to make the tackle. So they combine for a good tackle to stuff Gage and make it 3rd and 5, 3rd and 4.5.
Finley only averaging just under 4 yards per rush. It's kind of, we haven't seen much runs happen for Valpo, but we're seeing some early season Finley.
Press coverage and Bernard up top.
Hosek will drop back on a big 3rd down. Has Parisi on the right side, had him wide open. On the comeback, Lovig gets the toe tapper, and that's going to be a 1st down Valpo.
Well, this is a catch. You were looking at Parisi. You said Parisi was open. Sam Bernard had a touchdown again on the far side.
Parisi was wide open as well.
Valpo, the coaches have got to say something. I know, obviously, this is a tough shot, especially on 3rd and 5, but Sam Bernard just wins this route again on the outside. But obviously, they make the play. Chase Lovig makes a phenomenal catch on the sideline. So still a positive to come out of it.
Wish we can get a replay on that one
to see another just these miscommunications with these wide open receivers.
Trips on the top right of your screen. Valpo threatening the score here. A little screen pass to Parisi. Shakes a tackle. Parisi still moving. Gets a block. all the way up to the 2.
Well, touchdown saving tackle by Lucas Embry. So we're going to get a replay on this. A great cut. This one was almost blown up right at the start. Nearly blown up by Rizicki. And then Parisi coming all the way across the middle. But Embry, whose name we've called a lot tonight, makes a huge touchdown saving tackle as this ball is placed right in front of the 2-yard line. But obviously, it's kind of too close.
First and goal now on the 2. Hand off to Finley. Trying to push him in, but he won't get in.
Due to being a returner, Parisi's kind of used to all of the opposing team trying to run at him and maneuvering through, finding little holes to sneak through. And we saw that with that 11-yard gain.
The end, Isaiah Alvarez was the one to make this tackle. So if they mark it right back at the line of scrimmage, they just move it left a little bit.
Something we've seen a lot this season. Gage Finley's helmet fell off. You know the rule. We said it a lot.
It keeps happening.
If your helmet falls off, you have to stay out for the play.
So that'll bring in Cooper Gear, the true freshman, to come in.
Second and goal now. It's going to be a jet sweep to Parisi. Tries to jump in, but doesn't get it.
He got stuffed. We got a good shot of this, but so many. Once again, Lake Central's just tracking the ball really well. They don't fall for the motion. Look at how many bodies are there. We get a great shot on it. And darting down, causing Jimmy to fall a yard short.
Valpo needs a touchdown here. Only going up 3 is not enough.
Valpo looking like they're going to push.
And a flag is probably going to be a false start, most likely.
Valpo needs to get some help from Joe Flacco, as he also ran a tush push yesterday and was successful. So Valpo needs to call up.
So if you wouldn't believe it, one of the plays that is highly talked about in the NFL level, because it is illegal almost every time there's a false start, people are lined up illegally, never gets called in the NFL, but these refs tonight have gotten him twice. Both teams have gotten called for penalty and tush push, which is shocking because it never happens at the NFL level. So, but the officials are getting it right. And once again, you just can't have that early motion because it wipes the touchdown off the board. So
3rd and 6 now. 3rd and goal. Valpo trying to score on a must-score drive. Parisi was in motion there. Gear on the outside, had him wide open. And that's going to be a Valpo touchdown. Sam Bernard, another Surf Internet touchdown.
Sam Bernard is the one who catches it. I cannot see who was in coverage, but I think it was Lucas Embry. It was. He's just trailing. Kellen throws a good ball, and Sam Bernard finally gets his touchdown because he's been winning those routes all night, and he gets rewarded here. Big touchdown for the Vikings.
You also saw on that replay, Cooper Gear is wide open on the left side on that out.
I think the pressure off the edge kind of blocked Kellen's view of it, and he still stayed composed enough to deliver a strike to Bernard in the end zone.
13-7 Valpo. We'll have another replay of that to see how Gear was open on that one. That kick is going to be good, 14-7, and let's take a look at that.
Yeah, I mean, nothing special from Gear. He pops out, and then this pressure right off the edge is going to come down into the face of Kellen, so he can never even see Cooper Gear, but obviously he still stays composed through the pressure to find Bernard in the end zone. Still a good job by Kellen. That's just a tough play to read.
Now, about 6 minutes left, Lake Central's ball. If they do things right like we saw in the first half, we probably don't see Valpo get the ball in the rest of the quarter.
Well, this is different now.
Just get a stop.
This is second half football now.
I said if it's like first half.
Yeah, but this is second half football now. You have to score here. There's a difference now. First half, you can kind of take it easy, relax, but now second half, you can't be holding on to the ball and not scoring. But, Devin, another update on that Crown Point game.
I don't.
7-7 at halftime officially.
So that's also a great game. Like we said pregame, we said it was going to be a great game, but that is a really great game to go ahead and watch after this one's over.
Well, and to Devin's point, at the rate this game is gone, you might have a full quarter of football to watch over there. So just like those NFL Sundays, right as this game finishes up and they go around the league, we might have one of those with how early this game is finishing.
Well, Not the kickoff that Faulkner really wanted to get it inside the 5. Couldn't really. That's going to be a touchback.
Still only starts at the 20, though, so it's not the biggest deal here at the high school level.
Yeah, Valpo, the run up the middle has been the big killer for them. Lake Central has gotten about 6 yards each time. As it's going to roll out to pass on the right side. It's going to be short. See if they are going to catch. They will.
They rolled a catch, and that'll be good enough for a first down.
Let's definitely take a look at that.
Slowed down in this one. We're going to get it slowed down. That's a we bobbled. It's a hard ball to make, especially from that official. They kind of got by the backside. But catching the first down for Lake Central.
Run up the middle. As I was just talking about, it's 6 yards on that one. Breaks 2 tackles, gets through it. And, yeah.
Turley at 89 rushing yards tonight.
Yeah, and it's kind of been the opposite, right, for Valpo. I mean, the front seven's been the story this year, usually the best part of the defense. They've played a good game, obviously, to their credit. It's not been the worst game in the world, but usually it's the secondary where, like, oh, these are where the errors are happening for the Valpo defense. Really, tonight it's been this front 4 and front 7 is kind of getting beat, just getting punched in the mouth by the Lake Central offensive line.
Whoa, snap here. Bobbles the ball, but still will push through. This is the second time tonight that the ball has come to the 4, and they have gotten a first down off of that.
Well, we've just seen a couple of these. Like, we had a low snap, miscommunication that ended in a loss for Lake Central. We saw the missed handoff that ended up losing yards, but then we saw the fumble that went for a first down. This one hits the dirt, and once again, good composure by Reddick to fall forward for the first down. He's done a very good job staying composed tonight.
Almost has more rushing yards than passing yards tonight.
Reddick has been looking good tonight. On the RPO, hands it off. And that'll be close to a first down. Let's see how they mark it.
Just a good run by Jacob Turley doing it again.
Turley's at 100 rushing yards tonight in 19 attempts.
Reddick here trying to lead his team to tie this game back up. And the RPO, he's going to take it himself, but he's going to get taken down from a little side swipe there.
Yeah, keeps it himself here. I mean, I thought he saw something. And then back to the clock, winding down here at Viking Field.
Just hit about 8:30 here, and we're already almost entering the fourth quarter. Second down and 7. Reddick on the fake RPO will get stuffed to the ground for a sack.
Sam Thorgren reads this play action perfectly, blows everything up, and a great play from the senior linebacker to blow up this set of downs and make it a 3rd and long for Lake Central.
Hey, clock still is running though.
Okay. Yeah.
So right in the Lake Central identity in this one.
And now
I missed what happened on the offensive front. That's been by far the worst rep today we've seen from that. I mean, they've kind of been the story. Obviously, Turley has to make these great runs, but this offensive line has been phenomenal tonight. And it was funny from what we heard with Coach pregame. We might not be calling their names a bunch tonight, but they've done a great job for this offense.
Whoa.
And the play clock hit 0, and Lake Central had to call timeout.
Second time tonight that has happened. We saw it in the first quarter. Now we see it now. Obviously, this is much different. This is a big 3rd down for them. If they have to convert here to keep this Valpo momentum as low as they want, and they want this ball, they want to keep the time running. As Devin said earlier, they want to push this team to where they're ice cold.
The use of the timeout is also huge for Valpo's side, as this is the second half now. They're down timeouts.
Yeah, and a game where the clock is just running and time is getting lower and lower. They might need those, especially with the style of offense they run. But the boys up front for Lake Central have done a great job. Lucas Rocky, Matt Kafka, Colton Mines, and Will Sandoval and Jason Luther have done a great job up front, opening up these gaps and holes for Jacob Toy to run through. Got to give them some credit tonight on how well they've played.
Well, 2:37 left, 3rd and 13 for Lake Central. They are all the way backed up. to the 50-yard line, just a little bit
And
behind it.
Also interesting to see. I mean, third and long, we would be expecting this ball to go to Frankie Verda, but tonight it's been Routon and Issa who've been the targets. So do they go to Verda for his first reception?
Routon has 3 of the 4 catches tonight. I mean,
and Issa had a big third down conversion in the first half.
No running back in the backfield on 3rd and 13. Looking, takes it himself, has the first down, and more the stiff arm.
Oh, stiff arm to right at the end of this, but what a run. He has the U pocket that Devin loved to talk about, and then it opens up right in the middle. No linebackers in the middle of the field, and what a run from Cameron Reddick. A huge play for this Lake Central offense.
I mean, Reddick with the sack lost some yards, and his passing yards were ahead, and then with that 20-yard run, now it's back 51 rushing yards tonight.
First down on the handoff, and that's a few that we've
Fedorchak
seen.
and Brody Wheeler just crashed the edge perfectly. Just a really good rep from the entire defense. It's kind of a counter to go back to the right side, but Fedorchak and Wheeler do not bite hard enough, and this one gets shut down.
2nd and 10, they mark it no gain on that play, and we have barely seen that tonight from Turley. So let's see what not Michigan City. Let's see what Lake Central can do here.
I mean, 100 rushing yards, 20 carries for Turley.
Reddick drops back to the right side. Pressure coming. Reddick has to throw it away. He was outside, so it was not intentional
not
grounding.
intentional grounding. Got out of the tackle box. Yeah, nobody's open, but you got to get rid of it right as Connor Haynes sheds that block. That ball's got to be out of your hands. Just held on for a little bit too long, which has kind of been a thing tonight. There's been a couple of these where he makes a play scarier than it needs to be because the football doesn't get out of his hands quick enough. Obviously, still a hard play, and nobody was open, so not a big help from the wide receivers. Good job by the Valpo defense covering everything up.
Another 3rd and long here.
J.K. Varnado and Verda lined up at the bottom of the screen. That's the 2 big names on the
Reddick drops back to pass, but big pressure comes in. Verda catches it, taken, drops it, comes out. What will they mark it?
He's a yard
all
short
the way to
for
the
sure.
1, and
but what a
that's
heads-up
Routon.
play by Routon to save the possession. I mean, JQ, what a punch from behind, and then luckily Gio Garcia everybody's staying active in this play because Brown luckily picks it up, and Garcia was there to make the tackle, so they still have a chance, but the tush-push coming from Lake Central.
1st and goal on the 1. Reddick, does he get in? They mark it, touchdown. Another Surf Internet touchdown for the Lake Central Indians.
And it's the tush-push, so obviously the least climactic play in football, it always feels like it automatically works, but Lake Central, the play before, we called his name all night, and he finally gets the 3rd down reception. Frankie Verda, we didn't really get to talk about the catch, and we'd love to go back to this underthrown ball from Cameron Reddick. He works his body back to it with J.K. Varnado on him, is able to fight back towards the sideline, makes the catch. Lake Central does their weird lineup to shift it again.
Yeah, Verda, since it was a underthrown ball, had to kind of go back. He didn't really have to jump to get that vertical, so instead he just ran back and got the ball.
Extra point ties it up.
And a flag on Valpo. But yeah, here's a look at it. Just a great one-arm catch because Varnado is holding his left arm. Varnado obviously punches out, but it could have been pass interference with how heavy the pull on the left arm was. An unbelievable catch by Verda that almost went to disaster because he nearly fumbled it. But, I mean, well, he did fumble. Nearly lost the possession, but we didn't get the credit to the catch because what happened right at the end of the play. So I think this is going to be leverage on Valpo. It seems they jumped over the Lake Central's long snapper, and everybody walked off the field. So,
because if it's on Valpo, I assume.
Yeah, they just decline it. Like I said, they kind of jumped the center, and then because the kick nearly got blocked, they had hands up. That's the rule in high school is roughing the snapper. In other leagues, it's leverage. They kind of climbed on his back to get over him, which you can't do because.
Yeah, and that's going to be 15 yards towards the kickoff, and that's going to be very huge.
That's major for
Well, if they
Lake
kick it
Central.
short enough, that allows a very short return. Obviously, it's very hard to kind of place that kick right where you want it.
Couldn't you put it, if you put it for a touchback at the 20, it would go to the 5, right? Because of the 15-yard
No,
penalty?
so it's on the kickoff. So Lake Central's going to kick from the 50.
Oh, okay.
45. No, 50. 45, 50.
Very confusing here is where they're going to place this ball.
45. So trying to kick this one exactly 43 yards if you're
What we
Lake
might
Central
see
kicker,
is a squib kick here. This
TJ
one
Olencomp.
might barely get over the front line there. It's going to land in between if we see the squib kick. It's going to land in between Fedorchuk and all of them. Nope. They're going to air that one out.
Almost went in.
I mean, I think he's just trying to be. I think he just wanted to see if he could make a field goal from 55 yards off a tee. So this one goes for a touchback.
A minute 14 left in this third, and we are all tied up. Valpo had a very good chance on third down. And another update for our Michigan City Crown Point game. 14-14 coming out of half now.
And mind you, no matter the outcome for that game, Valpo will be playing Michigan City. So,
Yeah, so I mean, Michigan City, what a year it's been for them, though. Like, unexpected and how good they've been.
The turnaround for that team has been insane. We'll see them on Halloween. Hosek over the right side has Lovig.
First down and a catch.
Perfectly placed ball there, dives right on it. In between three defenders there if we watch our replay.
Yeah, right in the zone. I mean, yeah, it has to. You're right, Brody. I mean, could have been a little higher in the air, but a very good ball. Put it only where his guy could get it, which is exactly what we want to do. Does not put this ball in a turnover-worthy play. So good job by Kellen Hosek.
48 seconds. This might be Valpo's last play of the quarter if they're looking to run this clock down. Hosek to drop back a quick, easy pass. It's swatted. Yeah, I got tipped.
That's a great stop by number 97. Just block the pass. Isaiah Alvarez with the block.
So 38 seconds. We'll have another play. 2nd and 10 now on Lake Central 32.
Yeah,
or Valpo 32.
Alvarez 6'7" is his height.
Hey,
So
repeat that one for. I'm just kidding. Yeah, he a big boy on the offensive front, and here's that three-man pressure look, but some linebackers showing down.
Finley in the motion to Bernard gets nothing. I think it was
Incomplete.
dropped.
Yeah, fell incomplete. Lake Central kind of runs the perfect defense for this because you run the screen pass with only 3 men rushing, so you're expecting a blitz, but they still drop 4, or they only rush 4 and still drop 7 back into coverage, which allows them to cover this one
We'll skip past that. We'll see another play, if you can find your words, and we'll go back. Just lost your thought there, but another play.
It is 7 guys in coverage. I just couldn't think of the number.
Hosek drops back to pass on third down to Danzy. We'll get about half of what they need, and this might be a 3-and-out.
Well, this one gets brought. It's just good pressure right at the middle. They bring the blitz here. You'll see come crashing down is number 23 in the middle of the screen. Excuse me, 22. Definitely, yeah, Kellen kind of flinches because of Brody Ramirez. And good play by Lake Central to get this ball back, unless this one goes to the end of the quarter.
Valpo might. They're going to punt this. I thought they were trying to look for the false start. But they're going to let this one drop. It's going to be about the 26.
Turf Monster started bringing it back.
Yeah, it's not in Valpo's favor tonight, this Turf Monster Valpo field.
And we're going to go to Gianna down on the field.
All right, thanks, guys. After getting some momentum there in third quarter with a big touchdown, Kellen Hosek was speaking to some of his coordinators on the sideline and working on some more run-pass combinations. Meanwhile, Lake Central is still having a lot of success running the ball right up the gut, so we'll have to see what happens in fourth quarter in this tight battle, tied at 14. Back to you guys in the booth.
Thank you, Gianna. It is 14-14. Start of the fourth quarter will be coming up.
2 DAC games, 14-14.
Yeah, we've had 2 great games tonight as we've been kind of
Two
going
completely
back
different
and forth.
tiers of the DAC too.
Yeah.
the top two, the 2 of the top 3, and
the middle.
the 2 of the middle teams.
Very interesting last regular season game for us 3 broadcasting for football. Very fun,
Good,
very
close
different,
matchup. So.
very different game than any we've seen in the past, to be honest.
Well, yeah, we have not seen a game where a team runs the football like this. Even when Valpo runs, like with Berta last year, run the football, they still aren't running the clock all the way down. They're still just running normal paced offense. It's been Lake Central run. We're gonna run all 40 seconds off the play clock, then get going into our next play.
Lake Central with the ball again after a Valpo 3 and out. It's going to be a pass on the left side. Breaks the tackle to the 40, the 50. He has one man to beat. It's Garcia, and he will all the way. One play.
Is our
touchdown.
Player to watch. Frankie Verda did not have to use his vertical. Instead, just ran and beat the entire Valpo defense.
All it is a short little hitch on the left side, and it breaks free. A missed tackle, and just not what Lake Central wanted to, or not what Valpo wanted to see, excuse me, exactly what Lake Central wanted to see.
And this crowd, if it wasn't already silenced, has been completely silenced. 20-14, awaiting the extra point. We've seen this already tonight.
But I mean, that's what we're waiting for. Verda coming into tonight, 20 yards per catch, 25 receptions only. So we kind of should have known he wasn't going to get many catches, but when he makes those catches, they are huge.
Yeah, how about a 70-yard touchdown for you? So.
Granted, he does lose the only wide receiver with a touchdown for this team, but he goes ahead and gets his 7th, and with a 74-yard touchdown.
Yep, 74-yard touchdown, and that extra point is brought to you by Surf Internet.
Radica has made his last 3 passes.
Yeah, and it's when they're making it simple, like he's getting it out quick, which is his accuracy problems seem to flare up when he's got to hold on to in the pocket for a while. They're making it these easy route combinations to get the ball out quick. He's been on time on a couple good throws today, so yeah, definitely not. He still played very well, just a couple of those misfires, but
yeah, we've seen these RPOs. Both of them have gone for touchdown, and what we didn't expect is 2 of these touchdowns, almost 3, have been all passing, which if you've been watching this game, seems completely ridiculous.
Yeah.
Well, that's the quickest we've seen Lake Central's offense come, be efficient, and get out. So now a lot of time for Valpo. Only down 1.
We talk about how long they hold the ball in this game. How about an 11-second touchdown drive for Lake Central?
The air.
After we talk about how, they could run this whole quarter away, go get it in 11 seconds.
11 seconds in the air to Verda, who's their main guy, but hasn't been tonight. And I thought this was probably our worst player to watch in our 2 years broadcasting until that play.
And the
shaping up to
kickoff,
be.
Lovey's going to take this one. It's not Varnado. At the 15, is going to get taken down by some gang tackling.
Well, it's a little juke move, but there's just too many Indians in the vicinity, and this one, he's going to get dropped at the 20.
Yeah,
excuse me, 15.
Takes it after the hop and kind of misplays that one, I believe.
Yeah, I think if that one's probably going to go into the end zone, you get it at the 20. If by the time that ball bounces, you finally catch it and turn, Lake Central is going to be already down to the 30-yard line. You're not going to really get that positive return when you want to take it out of the end zone instead of just taking the touchback.
11:41 remains in this ball game. Lake Central 21, Valparaiso 14. Finley in motion on the jet sweep on the right side. We'll get about 3 yards there.
Yeah, and just an easy handoff for Gage Finley. They get 40% of the way there, maybe 50. Yeah, 40% at 4 yards right there. Good job by Gage. Bounces it outside. Lake Central fails to seal the edge and opens this one up for a positive first play for Valpo.
They're going to move it back a yard, 2nd and 6. And Valpo, we've seen it so many times in these close games, they haven't been able to close out. Let's see if they've learned from their mistakes. It's going to be another run on the outside from Parisi.
Parisi's the jet sweep guy. And Brody Ramirez, again, one of the top 10 tacklers in the region. Him and Brian Rozicki, this linebacker combo combined for this one and absolutely shut this one down. An impressive play from those two linebackers.
Yeah, Valpo's still looking for their first home win as well. They will be playing home for the first playoff game, so you kind of want a win to go into it. You don't want to go 0-4, kind of looking like the Astros not being able to win at home, to be honest with you.
3rd down and 6 now. 10:30 remains. Big 3rd down for Valpo. Over the middle, caught. Chase Lovick and Johnny, our 3rd down guy here at
3rd down
Viking
guy.
Field.
So we've talked about it all year long. Chase Lovick just going to come right and sit in zone. Well, it looks like man coverage, but a great ball from Kellen. He throws this over Embry's head. This is one where he kind of layered over the one level of the defense into the other, and it goes for a 1st down for Lake Central.
Yeah, we've seen some
for Valpo, excuse me. Sorry.
We've seen some great throws from Kellen Hostek tonight. A big turnaround from what he's had to start the season. Great ball control, great
avoiding turnover-worthy plays tonight.
Kellen has 143 passing yards tonight.
Great recognition as he's trying to throw it in the air again as Bernard, but overthrows it. If Bernard catches that, that is most likely
a touchdown.
Had one man to beat, and it was...
Well, a good head and shoulder fake to the right side opens up Bernard on the left side, and then just kind of rushes this throw, overthrows Bernard. And I assume Bernard is a little bit upset about that one with how he's been tonight with the other misses that he's had. So
yeah, we're going to see the freshman gear come off the field. We're going to see the tight end Machichi come onto the field. We see it again, the one-on-one at the bottom of your screen. It is Bernard. A little high snap. A little jet sweep to Parisi. Does a spin move to try and gain a yard or two. It's going to be 3rd down and
he
long.
might get one. So 3rd and 9 coming. Obviously, Jim Parisi's been kind of the guy all year leading the team in receiving. But if it's a 3rd down, got to watch out for Chase Lovig.
Yeah, good spin move, but number 23 lost my train of thought. Yeah.
On for the tackle. So Chase Lovig all the way at your top of the screen. Look out for him on any 3rd down for Valpo as he comes in motion.
Hostek drops back on 3rd down over the middle. Lovig. They're going to mark it.
The ball bounced.
No good. And what we saw earlier with Lake Central, they're going to mark this one no good.
No,
nearly identical.
Lovig is.
It looked like it hit the ground in live action, but
and these fans are furious. They think that should be called both ways.
I'd love to get another slow down look. Yeah, I think our mics might have picked up the fans saying call it both ways. I think this one, it looked I thought it bounced into his chest, but on this replay, it didn't really look like it. I'd love to get a slowed down look right here. That looks like a catch. Obviously, we don't know when he's on the ground if it hits in between his arms on the ground. We have no way of knowing, but Valpo's going to have to punt it.
So the refs tonight are calling the tush push, but not much else.
And that one's going to roll. The turf monsters help Valpo right now.
It is really interesting because back in that first half, obviously Lake Central wasn't able to capitalize it, but they had that 3rd down conversion where the wide receiver caught it at the line of scrimmage, but then took a step backwards out of bounds and was short, and they gave him the 1st down. So very interesting to see how that one gets marked.
It's going to be holding on Valpo, and that is going to move.
Kicking team, but they pointed at Lake Central's side, so.
Confusing here.
It's just a
we'll
mess
see
right
when
now.
they move the ball.
Okay, so it was on Lake Central because they're moving back.
So that's great field position for Valpo.
The refs right now just.
I don't know that. That's a very interesting.
They
sound like us mispronouncing the teams today. So.
So Valpo's defense could catch a break here. Yeah, Lake Central is starting all the way back.
But this is scary for Valpo. Lake Central having the ball, 9 minutes left, but they can eat away at this clock.
You know, at least nearly 3 minutes will come off the clock at worst, unless Lake Central decides to throw it. But I'd imagine they just run to take time off the clock if they got to a 3rd long situation.
8:53 remaining. 21-14 Lake Central. An RPO again. It's going to juke a defender all the way up to the 20, the 30.
Well, Valpo got him out of bounds at least. It's the only positive you can really get out of that play.
Routen is the one on this catch. He makes a really good move on Nick Fry. Good juke move. Excuse me, by you, and he goes up the sideline, but he does step out of bounds. So the clock stops, which is big for Valpo, because anytime the clock stops when Lake Central's offense is on the field is good for you.
Yeah, we see the one-on-one with Verda against the sophomore.
Making his first career varsity start at the bottom of your screen.
A little low snap. It's going to be a handoff and thrown all the way back. That's momentum you need if you're
Reese
Valpo.
Baylog just blows this one up, goes backwards. They give the forward progress at about a loss of a yard, but that's what Valpo needs. A big push up front.
Turley now is going to fall under the 100 rushing yards with the loss.
2nd and 11 now. They're going to look to run this clock all the way down to the 8-minute mark until they snap off their next play.
Already eating away at that clock.
Valpo, you have to, if you're Valpo, you have to get this ball back in your offense. You cannot let them take all this clock off. But it's going to be a passing play on 2nd down. He's going to roll out to the right side. And that's the sophomore making the tackle to minimize that damage on 2nd down.
So you rarely want to see a corner make a tackle, but this is one of those rare instances. Brady Fincannon comes down and makes a really good tackle to force a 3rd and fairly long for Lake Central, and a really good low tackle on the quarterback. And Reddick's not an easy guy to bring down. He's a big, strong quarterback, and he still gets a positive play for Lake Central, but the tackle is the highlight of this one.
By the time we see the next snap, the Lake Central have already eaten about 2 minutes off this clock.
4 seconds on the play clock. The biggest 3rd down of the night, most likely. Wow, that's going to be a false start.
Everyone pointed Valpo's direction. I'd imagine this one goes back. Yep.
Encroachment.
So it's 3rd and really short, but now Lake Central gets to go to the tush push. So
your favorite play, Johnny. It is your favorite play, and we'll see it again. We could see another illegal shift, maybe an offsides or a false start.
Yeah, but you just know the tush push is coming. So Valpo's got to do the best they can to get that low push.
Or, we've seen it, the RPO.
Maybe, but I would not be any bit surprised if this one goes down, and then Lake Central just stalling. But will we see the false start pop up, or will Lake Central stay disciplined? Oh, they don't line up. Well, they showed like they're not going to tush push, but there goes Reddick to walk into the pile.
3rd down. That's close. They really stuffed them. They're going to move the chains.
The refs are going to move it. So just not a lot you can do. You got to hope for the penalty. It's just so hard when you're at this disadvantage, especially with the front. I mean, the offensive line, we got to give credit. The center, Colton Mines, taking a beating up there. Jason Kelsey, the former Eagles center, talked about how hard it is when you had all these people laying on top of you at the tush push. You can guarantee he's going through it. He's had to run it about 6 times tonight. So, but more time off the clock is to run play that keeps the clock going.
6 minutes halfway through this 4th quarter. 21-14 Lake Central.
3 minutes just eaten in this possession.
And that's good 1st down containment if you're Valpo.
Yeah, Ethan Poisel gets to the legs of Turley, doesn't allow him to get any more yards. They mark him for a gain of 2, so that's good for Valpo, right? That's what you got to get, those just contain it to 2 yards, force a 3rd and long, so where Lake Central cannot get to the tush push.
Yeah, Lake Central still, I feel like we haven't really talked about it that much, but especially in this drive, I feel like we've been talking about Valpo and trying to contain this. They've done their job perfectly well.
Yeah, in the second half, they played a phenomenal half of football. It's been a really good job by the Lake Central defense.
It's going to be 2nd and 8.
And they got to 20, so this year when scoring more than 20 or more points, they are 2-0, 0-6 when not scoring 20 points.
And it's going to be similar to your last 3rd down play.
3rd and 4.
Before the
3rd and 4, 3rd and 5, so it's the same situation that it was for Valpo. Can't jump off sides because now it's 3rd and 5, so the encroachment would move the chains. So you cannot jump off sides if you're Valpo, but Lake Central obviously going to wind it down all the way, get that play clock to 1, try to get him to jump off sides. But this one, and with the way with the way they've played, it'll be interesting to see if they do run the football, even though it's a 3rd and medium, but they want to run as much time off as possible. So
I mean, half this clock has been eaten when they started to now.
Giant 3rd down here. It's going to be a run on the left side. He's going to take him down short.
That's a game saver.
It's 4th and 2. I did not see who made the tackle. It was Nick Fry coming out of the secondary to make this tackle, and it's 4th and 2, so it's a long tush push for Lake Central. So what do they do with their 2 timeouts? Do they try to get Valpo to jump off sides? It'll all be right here. Probably feels like the biggest play in this game so far.
Not coming out. 4th down. If Valpo stops him on 4th down, great field position with 3.5 to go.
Go tush push, so you got to hold him to 2 yards.
I mean, it's hard to get 2 yards with tush push.
They go timeout, so obviously they're going to walk to the sideline and talk to the coaches. So no
punt team's coming out. It looks like.
A lot of different moving parts. It's hard to tell.
Their own team is confused on what they're trying to do here, so they're going to talk it over, see what the best outcome situation this will be.
Well, the first tush push of the game came on a 3rd and 2, and they got it.
Yeah.
So it's decision time for Lake Central, because in Valpo's only 2 scoring drives have come in Lake Central territory where they've gotten starting field position. If they were to fail to get it here,
we were checking the Michigan City game. And
yeah, Max Preps is glitching for me. Earlier it said it's 14-14. Now it says it's 7-0, so I don't really know how that works out. But the punt crew will come out for Michigan City. Could we see a fake to just
we haven't seen it all year.
So yeah, but to the credit of Lake Central, great job by Nick Fry. Kind of saves a huge play by Nick Fry and to get his offense on the field.
Theoretically, if Valpo gets the ball back here, they're running a fake, and they get it. What you predicted, we said we haven't seen it all year, and the fake works. I was going to say, theoretically, if Valpo gets the ball here and scores, will we see another 2-point conversion for the win?
Wow. It's Brody Ramirez. He plays linebacker, but there's a flag down, so oh no. For Lake Central, that's got to cause some fear. But Brody Ramirez has played some running back tonight. They just snap it straight to him.
Brody helped the game earlier, remember, with that fumble we saw. And there he is again helping out.
But this one could be coming back.
Most likely a holding on here.
It had the feeling that a fake punt could happen because they're so short. And the way the defense is played, even though Valpo scored starting Lake Central territory, I feel like this Lake Central defense has to be confident enough to get that stop. But this is going to move him back. And
see what the head referee says.
What a play call by Lake Central that's just going to fall short due to a penalty.
Illegal use of hands, and
that's a big penalty. So yeah, this is
when Lake Central
they got 15, 20 yards on the fake punt. So
when Lake Central watches the film on Monday, that is definitely the first play that's going to pop up.
Yeah.
On the
now you do also have to remember, if Valpo does score a touchdown, they had a blocked kick.
Yeah.
So they can tie it up, but
so the ball moves back a yard. So I think due to it's a penalty from where the spot of the foul or from the where the play finished. So they're still in fake punt territory theoretically, but this one will actually be punted.
I don't think they'll.
And Valpo dropped everybody.
Vornado muffles it a little bit on the catch, but has some blocks on the outside. We met at the 30, probably the 28 there.
And 3:31 left in this one. What can Valpo's offense do? They had a chance against Michigan City at the end of the game. They had a chance against Chesterton at the end of the game. Another one of these late game drives, can they put it together? And they did it against Penn too. So it's all right here.
Valpo 0-2 in game-winning situations at home.
I mean, they're 0-3 in total.
In total. The one-score games has been the problem. They have yet to win a one-score game this year. This is when you kind of want that luck to flip.
We talked about it on Coach's Corner. We asked Coach Marshall, and this is where his answer is going to reflect right here on the field. Drop back for Kellen. It's going to be tipped. He's going to catch his own tip pass, I think.
Did it hit the ground? Because
I don't know. It looked like he caught it.
Isn't he allowed to run with the football if he catches it? I mean, it would have been a disaster anyway. There was 2 Lake Central defenders in his face. That's why the ball got tipped. Good push from the front of Lake Central.
So
it did hit the ground. So
he picked it right back up. Second and 10 now.
Clock does stop. So
Valpo looking aggressive. Hosek rolling out, has some room, getting pressured. Doesn't see the blind side hit.
Never saw him. Brian Ziski just sheds a block. Reisky, just sheds the block. Mateo Machichi just kind of lets him go. And, that one will not reflect well on the film. I think Machichi was expecting Kelton to get rid of the ball. He throws his hands up, but he just kind of lets Rizicki go, and that allows a sack. And it's third and desperation time for Valpo.
Yeah, we saw Reddick. We said it earlier, too. We said holding on to the ball has really been his
I mean, Kelton had the chance. I was more looking at Rizicki. I think there was an open on a little out route, but it still would have been a hard throw for Kelton run to his left.
Too bright. Look for Lovig here.
240. Third down. Hosek being pressured and taken down. Decision time for Coach Marshall. What will he do with 3 timeouts?
Luke Felis, but you got to punt this deep in your own territory. The offense stays out, though. I mean, you kind of have to with the way Lake Central's ran the football. And they have to use a timeout, so that's not. They're going to have to go for it then.
They're going to talk this over.
And 4th and 17. What do they go to? Because in the end of the first half, we saw Bernard win a route, and they had the go route. It was there. Obviously, good coverage. Had a hand there.
But obviously,
was Lucas Embry, but
obviously Lake Central is going to drop everyone back.
Yeah.
They're not allowing a first down. They're not going to let them have a wide open man down the field easily for a first down. So it's just up to it's a 50-50. You got to throw it up. You got to see who's going to come down with it. Who has the best
let these receivers go get one. It's all right here.
I mean, maybe our player to watch for Valpo can do something with and get a reception. Maybe a little I don't know. I don't know what you do here for Valpo. I really don't know. But maybe Finley gets open due to all the guys being back. There's less guys to cover Finley. Finley gets open and then gets a first down. Like, what? I don't know exactly what you do.
Maybe. I mean, I expect this ball to go Lucas Embry's way. They have had the receiver who he's covered number all night. Bernard caught the touchdown on him. Bernard had those catches at the end of the half, those targets at the end of the half. I'd imagine they're going to let Sam Bernard line up across from him because that's what it's been all night. So Bernard will be across from Embry, but Embry's dropped all the way back off the screen right now. He is playing off the screen, and he's lined up across from Bernard, so I could very well see this ball going that way, but the line's got to keep count protected.
Hosek drops back on 4th down, right side. A little contact there. They want pass interference. They're not going to get it.
Would love to see a replay to see when this contact is.
The Lake Central.
Love to see when the contact is made. It looked pretty good, but could have been early. Valpo wants the pass interference, but they're not going to get one. And
Lake Central sideline.
Lake Central
very happy.
Very excited. So, and it's 28-14 Crown Point over there in Crown Point. So the hopes of the DAC title share start to dwindle for Michigan City, but obviously not over completely yet. That game's a lot farther behind than we are. They're closer to the 3rd quarter and 4th quarter over there.
We're going to need a miracle here in Valparaiso for these Vikings to pull through.
Bulldogs kind of sinking their teeth into Michigan.
First down. Lake Central will take over after the turnover. And the only thing that could go right for Valpo here, you push them to 4th down, and you just hope they miss this field goal.
Well, I honestly believe this one could go. I think they'd go for it. Their kicker's long on the year is 35, so from here would be a 35-yarder if they didn't move the ball once. So you're pushing your kicker's range. I feel like with the way the offense is played in the second half, you'd kind of want to leave it in their hands, right?
It just really depends on. You have a chance to seal the game with the field goal. You have a chance to blow the game with going for it. So
but it's not an easy field goal. That's the thing. Like,
yeah.
pregame, me and Luke were watching their kicker shooting about. It was kickoff. It was kickoff practice, but he was getting about 60 yards through kickoff. So I wonder how much that translates to a kick for.
Well, kickoffs
that.
are for T.
I know, but I mean, it's the leg strength though for this that we saw for
Well,
the
yeah,
kickoffs
but you're
was
dealing
pretty
with
impressive.
accuracy is the problem, and he's going to be right now would be off the hash. So it'd be a 36-yard kick actually from this exact spot. So it would be the longest if he makes it, it would be the longest he's made this year. So, but with the way Lake Central's ran the football, I don't imagine they'd be kicking it from here.
2nd and 7, 2:11 remains. Good jump off of the line for Valpo.
Falling forward for 2 yards. So now it's a 34-yard field goal from here. Valpo will use that final. Ooh, they will not use the final timeout. Save it.
2 minutes.
Ooh. No, they do call timeout. So, well, now the best hope for Valpo is that Lake Central has a Jane Daniels moment and fumbles the handoff attempt. But right here, it's all on this 3rd down because Valpo's got to get a push up front. You cannot allow you cannot allow Lake Central gain. You don't want them
tush push.
You don't want to be able to tush push.
Yeah.
You don't want to be able to like think about that they're going to try to go for it. You want to force a field goal if you're Valpo right now. Obviously, and their kicker,
I mean,
Owen Kopp is 6 for 7 on the year with his long from 35 yards. So he's in his range, and he's been pretty accurate when he's had to kick. But right now, you don't want to let him tush push because they have yet to fail tush push outside of a penalty. You're hoping that you can force them to take a field goal.
3rd and 5 now for both sides. Who is going to shine when the brights are the lightest right now? 2:03 remains. No timeouts left for Valpo. .203, 3rd down. Biggest play of the game. It is silent here at Viking Field. Handoff right side. Does he have it? He does. Flag on the play in the backfield.
So he went out of bounds. So the clock's going to stop regardless. But this one could be coming back. They're asking the Valpo sideline for a call right now. So,
I mean, we saw a call
on. So he pointed towards.
So they did it again. That's the same thing they did earlier.
Can we?
Very confusing there, but at home.
Same thing they did earlier. They point the wrong way because, as I say, holding in this situation, how are you calling that on the defense? And now you're out of field goal range for Lake Central. Valpo doesn't have to use a timeout. The clock is stopped. If you're Lake Central, you're from at least what we'd assume is out of field goal range. Obviously, they might go out and attempt it. Do they pass here, though? Are you playing for the 1st down, or are you playing for to run as much time off the clock?
I feel like you're playing right now to your main goal right now is to get in the range of a tush push. That is your main goal right now. You're gonna go for it on 4th down.
Not necessarily, because
they are not close.
If they get into field goal range, you make it a 2-score game, and Valpo's out of it.
But you said earlier he's on 3rd down now. We were talking earlier, he'll get taken down for a loss. So now, do you risk it for the field goal? If you miss it, you'll put him at what, the 25?
So it's a 42-yarder. So this is a deep field goal. The Lake Central, I mean, they can't call timeout yet. I think they're going to call timeout at the end of the play clock to decide to make decision time.
I mean,
they're gonna let this play clock run all the way down, call timeout, then make your decision. But 4th and 12, I mean, regardless, I think the field goal is the best option because even if you miss, you're starting at most similar field position to where you would if you don't get the 4th down conversion. And if you make it, the game's away anyway. So now they call timeout with a minute 14. So
if they miss, Valpo will get the ball with about a minute 9 left.
Again, Lake Central just controlling this clock like they have all game.
Yeah, and very good. Like, as much as they would like to have a better situation at this exact moment in time, they do a great job bring this clock all the way down to a minute 14 and giving Valpo nearly 0 time. But it looks like the offense might be staying on the field.
Valpo looking to not go over at home in the regular season.
A minute 14 remains. A big decision for Lake Central. What are you going to do here?
What Johnny was saying, if you miss, you kind of start in the same spot if you just...
Well, the offense is still out there in the huddle.
It's how many yards do you want here, but they're going to go, yeah.
What do we got?
They are kicking the field goal. So,
all right.
42.5 yarder, 42 yarder here with the game on the line.
To ice this game.
To put it away. This is a
42-yard field goal. This is for TJ Olkenkamp. The kick is up. It's blocked. Valpo to the 40. Trying to get some jukes. There's a flag on the field, though.
Okay, so Johnny, there was one scenario we did not talk about, and there is the scenario.
Wait a minute, there's a flag on the play. We can't get jump to conclusions.
This could be similar to the rough. Yeah, this could be a roughing the snapper, which got called on Lake Central earlier, and if it's, or which got called on Lake Central earlier, or no, got called on Valpo earlier. They got called for roughing the
center.
Roughing the center. And with the way Valpo's defense is staying on the field, that so Devin, we didn't talk about a blocked field goal. We also didn't talk about a penalty revoking a blocked field goal. And Brody, you mentioned in the pregame, Valpo had one penalty last week.
Yeah.
Ended up with a big win. And here, penalties have been kind of the storyline in this.
This is a 10-yard penalty, correct? If it goes
15.
through 15, so then this kick.
It's a first down.
Oh, it's a.
I think it's not a first down regardless. So, yeah, it's an automatic first down. So this game would be over. And there it is again.
Wow.
Marshall is furious now on the sideline. If we can get a replay on that.
Yeah, too late to get that replay.
Dude, what?
But
and that's going to do it.
That's killer. And that, with a minute remaining, that unbelievable because they blocked the kick too. Like that has to be killer. Not even like they would have got the ball at the 47-yard line.
What we could have seen a storybook ending ends in a.
The Vikings are going to have to
two
look.
kneel downs, and this one is over.
Valpo's going to have to look for their first win when it matters most. Go win or go home game on Halloween night.
And we're going to see you back Halloween night. The Vikings are going to look to get vengeance against Michigan City. But Lake Central comes into Valparaiso and knocks off the Vikings 21-14.
Trying to look back at it didn't really look like they made a lot of contact with the long snapper. They looked like they kind of went around him and he just fell, and the penalty got thrown. So.
I mean, we've seen tonight some weird reffing calls.
But obviously Valpo did it earlier, so you can't say that like. They have the tendency they're going to be aggressive up front, and they have to be aggressive in that type of situation, and it backfires here. But what a win for Lake Central to finish this year 3-6. They come into Valpo. They are 3-0 when they score 20 or more points. So, and just another heartbreaking home loss for the Valparaiso Vikings.
And to be honest, 0-4 at home for Valpo. Now you're playing at home for your win. Or
it's Michigan City. So, but obviously Michigan City is one of the better teams in the DAC. The score update is it's now 35-14 Crown Point out there. But I mean that was kind of expected. Obviously, good on Michigan City for keeping it close. But so both these teams will come in with a loss into their sectional. But Lake Central gets to go travel to Crown Point. Both of those teams coming off a win.
Yep.
So I mean, Lake Central is going to have a very tall task to go beat the Bulldogs at Crown Point. But Valpo. Looking for answers again.
Michigan City, though, coming in a bit different scenario. They were the projected underdogs, most likely had zero chance, but they competed for the
long
first
time.
half.
A very good game for Michigan City.
This game, it kind of seemed Valpo was slight favorites going into tonight, and they fall, and they're coming in losing to the underdogs, while Michigan City was the underdogs and most likely taking the loss.
So 21-14 is our final score. We will be right back, but when we do get back, we will try to get an interview with the winning coach of the night.
Your dream career with more than 180 fields to choose from. You'll see smaller-sized classes and hands-on learning, industry partnerships to grow your connections, and spectacular living and learning communities you're sure to love. And there's always something to do on the 200-acre campus thriving with student clubs. You'll also discover the value of a
And we are back here at Viking Field after heartbreak after heartbreak. This Viking team has been through it all. Lake Central, on the other hand, gets a season finale win, great win on the road, comes into Valparaiso and knocks them off.
And like, think about it. The penalties were kind of the story down the line in this one, as Lake Central had the drive before they gave the ball back to Valpo, where it was 3rd and 6. They're out of tush-push range. And then the penalty gets called encroachment on Valpo, moving the ball forward, 4th and 1. They bring the offense out. They don't go for it. They bring the punt team out, and then the punt team, they fake it. Punt team gets a first down. It's like, okay, that's terrible for Valpo. This could be the game if Lake Central continue to wind the clock. But then Lake Central gets called for a penalty of their own, giving the ball back to Valpo. Valpo takes 2 sacks, punts the ball back, and then Lake Central tries to attempt a very long field goal. Valpo manages to block it, and then just a killer penalty, the roughing the snapper, which you've seen before from Valpo tonight. So regardless of if there was contact made or not, that's a killer penalty for Valpo, and the aggressiveness does not pay off.
Yeah, and before we try to get this interview, there's always a saying that you control your own destiny. And we saw with that last call, I know we looked back at it, we weren't really seeing much of really
Can't be for
contact.
sure. And it's very hard. Obviously, the center's in the middle. Like, he did fall, but I don't know how much of that was him just kind of going down. So,
but we're going to take it down to Gianna with our game-winning coach.
Hi, Coach. Congratulations on tonight's win. Your running game seemed to be really strong tonight. What was the plan going into tonight's game?
Well, that was exactly our plan. We knew Valpo and Coach Marshall and those guys, they do a really good job coaching the kids. And we needed to kind of control the clock and limit their offense and make sure that we had the lion's share of the time of possession.
So, headed into sectionals, what do you plan on telling your team?
Yeah, I mean, for us, it's the same speech we always give them. Just play 4 quarters. That was our focus this week, was to string together a 4-quarter game. Our kids competed really hard. Valpo's kids hung in there. I mean, that's a class act program. And so for us, like, now it's the same thing. We got to hang in there for 4 quarters. We're going to play Crown Point. It's a tough road game, but I think our kids will be ready.
Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us tonight, and good luck in sectionals.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Gianna. And
thank you, Pete Koulianos, the head coach of Lake Central, for giving us that interview. And yeah, I mean, absolutely, they got to prepare for sectionals time. It's now time for postseason, but want to win, right? Like, this is a huge. I mean, it's hard to be like, oh, they're getting all this momentum, because they do have to go play Crown Point. And it's at Crown Point, a very hard place to play, but you got to be happy for this win tonight. If you're anyone on Lake Central, they hard fought. The run game was amazing. They got the passing plays when they needed it. This defense did a great job containing Valpo when they were on the field, even though it was in limited parts. But that's because Lake Central got this Valpo offense off the field too. So great job to all of Lake Central tonight. Valpo stuck looking for answers again after penalties and these mental mistakes and these very close one-score losses. And we talked about at the beginning of the broadcast that Valpo could be coming into tonight. We said they could be 5-3 if they've won every single one-score game tonight. If you add another one on there, they could be 6-3 if they'd won every one-score game tonight. And just these heartbreaking losses that Valpo has endured this year.
I think for our player watch, Verda had a great game. I think he's our player of the game. Had the end. It was the end. He was the go-ahead touchdown. Granted, there was a big run. It was also a huge run game. It could go either way, but he was the one that got the go-ahead touchdown, 74 yards. Only 2 catches, but one was the game winner.
Yep.
And kind of.
Yeah, he was great tonight.
Was a big
you talked about it. He's the highlight of the offense. He was the only one who had a receiving touchdown this year, but leading to this huge Lake Central win over Valpo on the road. What a win for the Lake Central Indians.
As both teams wrap up their post-game talk, we will wrap up our broadcast here. Me and Johnny will be right back here at Viking Field on Halloween night.
What costume will Brody and I wear? Stay tuned.
You'll find out Halloween. But this has been a great game tonight. We want to thank our crew here, Timothy Klemek, Got it right this weekend, Johnny.
And thank you. This is probably my last game in the booth for football. Thank you very much for watching us for these last 2 years. And it was fun to be able to hear some teachers talk about how hearing us in the booth was really fun. Thank you very much.
And thank you to Devin. Obviously, he should be around for basketball. We'll hope to get you in a basketball broadcast. But thank you. You won't be here for the football one. But, hey, maybe Valpo gets 2 home sectional games, and you get to come back again.
Who knows, but we'll figure that out later on. This has been Valparaiso versus Lake Central. Everyone, have a great night. I'm Bertie Kosira, joined by Devin Olsman and Johnny Klumpy.